And now, performing the national anthem is Willow Canyon High School junior, Avery Windish.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Spirit Field in Surprise, home of the 2018 Victory Bowl, coming at you from Spirit Field. So glad you joined us here this evening. James Poovey, along with my broadcast partner, Vince DeLisio. Tonight, the OUAZ Spirit welcome the Olivet Nazarene Tigers from Bourbonnais, Illinois. Vince, it's going to be a great contest.
You know what, James? It's a combination bittersweet and a lot of excitement. You know, it's been quite an up and down season, and in particular, we had a real stretch run there where nothing could go wrong, and I'm real excited. I'm real excited to see both teams play tonight. Heard a lot of great things and seen a lot of great things out of this Tiger squad out of Olivet Nazarene. So it should make for an exciting time. Let's run through the starting lineups if we could. In fact, what I'll do here is I'll start with when Olivet Nazarene has the ball. So let's start with the offense. So much heralded quarterback number 8, Jordan Lawton, 6 foot, 180-pound junior. Then we have a running back number 11, Javion Daniels, fullback 45, Stephen Arudi, wide receiver number 9, Rayshawn Gaiman, wide receiver number 80, Brady Walling, tight end 87, Dakota McManus, left tackle 79, James Officer, left guard 77, Matthew Koyman, center 63, Sean Gallagher, right guard 78, Jared Allen, and right tackle 71, David Clay.
For the OUAZ defense, defensive end number 95, Alema Collins, nose tackle 97, Will Kafusi. The defensive end is number 90, Alajon Tamplin, linebacker number 1, Kenneth Steele Jr., number 22, linebacker Marcos Garcia, linebacker number 31, Justin Barnett. The nickel backer is number 44, Rylan Kaini-Alpio. The cornerback, number 4, Javon Hogan. Number 9, Deshaun Holcomb. It's Brandon McLaughlin again. He catches it near the 25-yard line and barrels ahead for 2, maybe 3 more yards. 1st and 10, OUAZ at the Olivet 23-yard line.
That's about the best way you can defend him. Just keep him limited to those 5 to 7 yard plays.
And the ball is complete to the near side. It's number 8 on the reception for OUAZ. That's Jeremiah Graylock. A gain of 5 on the play. 2nd down and 5 here upcoming for the Spirit. 3-by-1 on the outside. McCullough in the shotgun with Riley in the backfield. The give to Riley, and he's got running room out past the 15, out to the 14-yard line, and the Spirit are moving the football here, Vince.
Look for the defense to mix up the coverage just a little bit. On the outside, you'll see a little bit of man as we get down into this goal line area here. It's a wise thing to do, and Coach Heyman said he would mix up the coverage as well. So look for them to tighten it up a little bit, to force this Spirit team to run a bit more.
And we have a player down on the field momentarily. It's number 51, Tristan Shehorn. Looks like he might be cramping up, possibly.
That could hurt. This is their best lineman. Center 51, Shehorn. He's not the biggest guy, but makes all the calls, starts, everything starts with him, with his fellow linemen, and he is the heart and soul of this offensive line.
Indeed, he has been rock solid in there all year long for that OUAZ offensive line. For the Tigers, and that is Jalen Simpson, 6'3", 220 pounds, out of Portland, Michigan.
Got some nice size on this defense, particularly on the outside, the rush ends. You've got some real big, stocky kids out there that can move around. So credit the Tiger defense on lining up a good front.
A loss of 1 on the play, 4th and 2 here for OUAZ. McCullough looks to throw. He's got a man in the end zone. It's caught for the touchdown. Number 2, Brandon McLaughlin in the corner of the end zone for the first score of the Victory Bowl. Mr. Touchdown, Brandon McLaughlin.
You know what? And that's what he does, and that was his 3rd catch of the game. So about 1 out of every 3 catches ends up as a touchdown for him. He has just been that consistent this year, the big play receiver that they've been looking for all year long, and that's what he gets paid to do.
Outstanding job there, a go route to the corner of the end zone. And McLaughlin comes down with it. The hole is good. The kick is up and in for number 41, John Williams. And just like that, it's 7-0 Spirit. 10:23 remaining on the clock here in the first quarter. What a drive there for OUAZ.
Very quick, very calculated, very strategic. Coach Nesbitt, the head coach, who is also the offensive coordinator, who is also the special teams coordinator, has a real good pulse on what he needs to do and when he needs to do it. And on that drive was a perfect example. Plugging in a little bit of dink and dunk, a little bit of run, mixed in with pass, and all of a sudden you've got the defense starting to play off, and you've got a go route to your favorite receiver. Touchdown.
Well, what an outstanding job. Excellent protection up front as well from the OUAZ offensive line. McCullough with plenty of time to throw the football on that drive. They are a ground and pound football team. They like to try to keep it between the tackles, and so far that's exactly what they've done here tonight.
There
a
it
burst
goes.
of speed. It's Javion Daniels up the middle. He's off to the races. 30, 25, and corralled up around the neck by number 9 in pursuit for OUAZ. That was Deshaun Holcomb, but not before Javion Daniels rips off a very long run.
And in fact, James, it was a very simple inside zone play. No lead back. It was just a simple zone to take your steps, and they caught the defense off guard. Great play by the offensive line, getting in their zones, getting their blocks, and opening up a nice lane for Daniels.
The handoff again to Daniels. He plows ahead for a nice gain there as well for ONU.
Now, it was a bit curious because Daniels did not start the game. He didn't play that first series, so it was just a matter of time. And also, in our conversation with Coach Heyman, didn't mention anything of the sort, and talked about Daniels, spoke very highly of him and said he was very prominent in their rushing game and was expected to be tonight.
So here we go, 11 personnel in for Olivet. The snap and the give to Daniels. He tries to take it to the outside, and right away, number 44, Rylan Kainaupio makes the stop there for OUAZ. An excellent job knifing through that defensive line.
Yes, very smooth, almost as smooth as the way you pronounced his last name. But no, Ryland played it safe. He stayed home and made a great play on that defensive end. On that offensive tackle. Stayed right there and played it well.
3rd and 3 here for ONU. The play, they give it to Daniels. And he tries to get off left tackle there, but right away, number 97 stepping up for the OUAZ defense. It's Will Kafusi on the Spirit stop.
If they can hold the Tigers to a field goal here, that's definitely going to be a moral victory early in the game because this is their guy. Daniels is the guy for this Tiger rushing attack. And if you can contain him, keep him from scoring a touchdown, again, moral victory, even though you're giving up 3 points.
And a great job as well by OUAZ not hanging their head after that long gain there for Olivet. So here we go, 4th down, they're going for it. The give is up the middle, and he plows ahead, and he's got enough.
I don't think he does, James.
Oh, maybe not. We will wait for the official's signal. And it is an OUAZ first down.
Wow.
The ball is turned over on downs. The OUAZ defense steps up, makes the stop.
Penalty, but marker down.
And you got to wonder about going for that one there, Vince.
Early
in the ball game.
I
to stay with the hot hand, but nonetheless,
right.
A turnover on down. So here we go, OUAZ, 1st and 10 from their own 20. The snap to McCulley, swings it out to Marcellus Chester Riley on the far side of the field, and he's picking up steam crossing the 20-yard line. That one's going to be spotted about the 21, maybe 22, where it'll be 2nd down for the Spirit.
So Spirit, what they also do really well on offense is they run a lot of screens, and so keep an eye as the defense starts to play a little more aggressive. That front really trying to get after the quarterback. Watch them sit back and toss a couple screens in this game.
The snap to McCullough. He rolls out to the near side. He finds a man. He's got someone about the 25-yard line. That's number 8, Jeremiah Graylock on the reception there. 5'10", 170-pound sophomore out of Fort Collins, Colorado.
Graylock's been very consistent throughout the year. He's a slant hitch guy. Will get you that 5 to 7 yards when you need it.
3rd and 4 here for Austin McCullough and the Spirit. Moreland remains in the backfield for OUAZ. 2-by-1 on the outside for McCullough. Base defense on here for Olivet. McCullough goes to the air again. Far side, it's caught. Number 2,
wow.
Brandon McLaughlin once again on the reception. And that one is out to the 39-yard line, Vince. 1st and 10, OUAZ Spirit.
Wow. Number 15 cornerback Elijah Carter for the Tigers is getting tested early and often tonight. If Elijah, you got to tighten up just a little bit, son, and you're going to have to give him those underneath routes, but you got to play back.
Shamar Morin on the carry for OUAZ. Plows ahead to the 35-yard line. A nice pickup there of 5. 2nd down and 5 upcoming here for the Spirit.
So this is the point in the game where, you've got the option. You're throwing those home run shots to the outside. You're starting to get the defense to respect those outside receivers, and you're going to see a little bit more of the run inside here, and that's why they brought in 33.
Indeed, and also checking in for the OUAZ Spirit, number 21, Christopher Ewens. An offset look for OUAZ. They give it to Shamar Moreland, and he plunges ahead for a couple before he is stopped by number 40, Rodney Infante, the 6'2", 240-pound defensive lineman, the junior out of Brunswick, Georgia.
Infante's not a very big kid, but he's stout. He's very steady. He will take on those linemen and hold his own.
He did on that one, indeed. 3rd and 4 here for the Spirit. 2-by-1 on the outside. And we have a procedure penalty is the initial thought here on OUAZ. That'll give us a chance to recognize our Officials this evening, referee John Belcher. Our umpire is Eric Ames. The head linesman, Justin Nash. Our line judge this evening, Brad Boyles. The field judge, DJ June. Our side judge, Jeff Nauert. The back judge this evening, Tim Griffin. And our center judge is Justin Wilcox. Thanks a lot to this fine officiating crew here this evening at Spirit Field. 3rd and 9 upcoming here for OUAZ. Moreland motions out of the backfield. And they try to complete the screen pass to Ewens. And number 58 running down the field, Joseph Love without his helmet.
5:38 left in the first quarter here. So we're already, we're moving. This game is moving along quite at a good clip here.
It is. So it looks like a personal foul is the early indication here. We'll clarify that with the officiating crew.
It's a legal participation. He continued in the play even though his helmet came off.
So the ruling will be a legal participation. You're not allowed to continue the play with your helmet being off. That will be declined by Olivet, and that will force a 4th down for OUAZ. Ewens remains in the ball game. And now they split him out wide near the numbers. Shamar Moreland remains in the backfield alongside Austin McCullough. Here's the snap, and McCullough looks to punt, and penalty flags abound. A bit of confusion down there, Vince.
Yeah, and Austin's not one that really is number one, he's not a punter, but secondly, that's not a play that we called a lot this year, if at all, maybe one other time. So, when you don't do things a lot, sometimes you don't get it right, and there's breakdowns.
So after the penalty, it's going to be 4th down and 14 now for OUAZ, and they will obviously bring on the punting unit here, as Olivet will also switch personnel.
Yeah, let's leave it to the professionals. So we've got there's the best punter in the nation right here in Austin Bond, 47. So with one of the top returners in the country, number 9, that you're staring across the field at. So should make for an interesting matchup.
Yeah, once again, Rashawn Gaiman back deep for Olivet Nazarene. The punt here from Austin Bone. It's going to land about the 18-yard line and take a Spirit bounce. It'll be down right there at the 12, and that's where Olivet Nazarene will take over. 1st and 10 from their own 12-yard line. 5:23 remaining on the clock here. OUAZ on top of ONU. The score of 7-0.
I decided a minute or two ago, James, that I'm going to leave the anecdotes to you tonight. So you being the Texas guy, you can handle all those. So maybe throw in 1 or 2 country songs along the way.
All right, we might have to do that.
Okay.
The old adage, what do you get when you play a country song backwards? You get your wife back, your dog back, your house back, your truck back.
Here goes that running game.
That running game is on for Olivet, but right there to meet him is the OUAZ defense, led by number 9, Deshaun Holcomb, coming up in run support there for the Spirit.
I really like this secondary. Both of these safeties are respectively leading their team in tackles. They're not afraid to come up and get their face in there and get a little dirty.
2nd and 6 here for ONU. They swing it out to the near side. It's complete at the 15 and plunging ahead to the 20. On the reception, that's number 30, Keegan Lester, 5'11", 185 out of Boise, Idaho. He's a sophomore.
Yes, he is. And, we've got Daniels in the game, so look for, again, some running the ball, particularly with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. I look for the quarterback to just turn and hand it right off to him.
3rd and 1 here, 2x2 on the outside for the Tigers. The snap. As Lawton begins to change the play as he gets the different signal from the sideline.
Secondary playing up tight with the exception of the inside receivers there. A little bit of a cushion.
Lawton with the play fake, and right away, number 92 gets his paws up there and denies the pass. It's Tyreek Humphrey, 6'2", 240-pound sophomore out of Betty Fairfax.
Yeah, I think what Lawton saw there on an adjustment, so he saw that his inside receiver, 80, Walling, was open at least 7-8 yards, and he just wanted to get the ball, on the snap, turn, and throw it right to him. And luckily, you had the defensive end there stick that big mitt of his up and block that pass.
So 4:05 remaining here in the first quarter. OUAZ remains on top of Olivet Nazarene 7-0. 4th and 1 as the Tigers will punt it away. Back deep once again for OUAZ, a high spiraling punt as Shamar Moreland retreats and will have to field this one right about the 15-yard line. And he's met by a host of Olivet Nazarene tacklers. And it looks like number 2 is ultimately on the stop there, Mason Southall for the Tigers.
Two things I saw on that play. Now, down on this end, we saw a couple of the defensive linemen coming through to attack the punter, leave their feet. You never want to leave your feet. And secondly, Shamar Moreland was playing with fire on that. He turned his back to the defense as he was trying to gather in that ball, getting a little fancy. That's dangerous. That ball had touched somebody, and that was essentially a fumble. He didn't quite have possession of it and could have cost his team right there.
Yes, a very dangerous play, but luckily he was able to corral that one somehow and avoid the pressure there. So OUAZ is going to start this drive at their own 15 as they flare Moreland out in the flat. He gets the ball on a swing pass from McCullough, and he's got the yardage for an OUAZ first down out near the 27-yard line. A nice reception there for Shamar Moreland.
Now, here's a little tip for the defense. Shamar Moreland also runs track. He's a sprinter. So, you guys, if he gets a full head of steam running in the backfield, you've got to put some people on him because he is dangerous. You've got to isolate him with at least one of your best defensive backs that can match him up speed-wise. He's not going to play against a linebacker.
Christopher Ewens and Joshua Vizcaya in the OUAZ backfield now. This high snap, it goes over the head of McCullough, and he has to eat that one at the 18-yard line there of OUAZ. So now 2nd and long here upcoming for the Spirit.
When you've got a backup center in the game, that's going to happen from time to time, and that's why those guys have to keep snapping, not only in practice, but they got to practice on the sideline throughout the game. You never know when your guy is going to go down.
Indeed, you got to be ready, next man up. So here we go, 2nd and long here for OUAZ. Vizcaya in the backfield, he gets the call, plunges ahead, and he's stopped right away there by ONU. A nice defensive effort up front. That's number 86 leading the charge for the Tigers. That's Eric Cloy.
So your 3rd down and about 17 to go. 3rd and 19, excuse me. You got to throw. Obviously, you got to throw. This is, when the Tigers are going to play some man defense on your best receiver, and they're going to play off a little cushion on the double side over here.
The snap to McCullough. He looks to throw. He's got a man on the near side. It's Jeremiah Graylock. He hauls it in at the 40-yard line. He's ridden out of bounds there.
It's going to be close.
By number 38, Brock Perry, on the stop for Olivet.
We're going to see where we get that spot. It is going to be really close to a first down.
A critical spot. If the headlines is lined up, we are going to have the first down. Yep. Indeed, OUAZ with enough for the first down. And that one's going to be spotted at the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 Spirit. We've got a sideline interference warning here on Olivet Nazarene. So they will mark off additional yardage. That one's going to be spotted at the 44-yard line. Now into Olivet Nazarene territory is OUAZ. Yeah. 1st and 10 Spirit.
Coach Heyman's getting a little frustrated down there, and so they're having to ask him to step back just a little bit. It happens.
3-by-1 on the outside. The snap to McCullough, and they give it to Vizcaya. He loses his footing, and he will be ruled down at the 47-yard line. So a loss of 2 on that play. 2nd and 12 upcoming here for the Spirit.
The one thing that these teams need to account for tonight is the fact that we had some rains over the last 24 hours that were pretty heavy here. It's an artificial field. This field hadn't really taken a lot of abuse this season. It's still relatively new, but it hasn't been all that wet throughout the year either. So it'll be interesting to see how they manage it.
Yeah, not a lot of sunshine here in the Valley of the Sun today. The swing pass is good to Jeremiah Graylock, and he carries defenders out to the 20-yard line. An excellent pickup there, and another OUAZ first down.
Just a simple 6-yard slant play, turns and runs, and that's what happens. He's been that way all season long. Defense needs to respect that, but at the same time not allow anybody behind them.
So here we go, 1st and 10 for the Spirit. The give to Vizcaya, he cuts it back and plunges ahead. He's first met there by number 37 for the Tigers, Benjamin Toberman. But not before he picks up about 6, maybe 7, make that 8 yards. A gain of 8 there for Joshua Vizcaya and the OUAZ Spirit.
And now the other X factor is your starting center's back in the game, Shehorn, so it'll be interesting to see how he plays with that ankle.
Great to see him back in the lineup. The give once again to Vizcaya. He plunges ahead. And number 86 on the stop there for ONU. It's Eric Cloy once again making another play. He's out of Foley, Alabama.
Yeah, Shehorn is 51. Is you could tell he's favoring that ankle quite a bit. His right ankle struggling a little bit, but if he's their best option right now, and you got to put that ball in the quarterback's hand, he's got to be the guy the rest of the game.
Indeed, another Spirit player down here. And so we'll step aside. It's number 20, Joshua Vizcaya. We'll be right back with you on the NCAA Network. 35 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. OUAZ on top of Olivet Nazarene 7-0. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Spirit Field in Surprise, the 2018 Victory Bowl, coming to you live from Surprise, Arizona on the NCCAA Network. 3rd and 1 here for OUAZ. Austin McCullough in the shotgun. Shamar Moreland lined up behind him. 3-by-1 on the outside for the Spirit. The waning moments of the first quarter. The pass to the far side. It's complete. It's Brandon McLaughlin once again for the OUAZ touchdown. Mr. Touchdown. They don't call him that for nothing, Vince.
It's oh, boy. You know, Elijah Carter, you know, it's the same deal. I mean, it's just a simple, just throw the ball up in the air and come down with it. And, you know, Elijah's doing his best, you know, to cover, to blanket McLaughlin, but that's what Brandon's done all year. So
boy, they've been hooking up all season long. The extra point is up and good for number 41, John Williams. And just like that, 22 seconds remain here in the first quarter as OUAZ goes on top 14-0 here over Olivet Nazarene. What a play once again there. Austin McCullough to Brandon McLaughlin, and they make it look easy, Vince.
They do, and they've done it all year, and they work on it in practice. And you know, you would think it's a simple just go route, but there's strategy to it. You've got to. I mean, the quarterback obviously has to see the coverage, see how the defensive back is playing in positioning, and he's got to lay that ball right up to him. So cannot overthrow it, cannot underthrow it, because if he underthrows it, it could be intercepted. If he overthrows it, then it's a wasted play.
Well, a couple of those tonight here so far have been, would you say, jump balls? And Brandon McLaughlin is able to somehow wall off the defender, go up and pluck it out of the air. It's amazing.
Yeah. Now, and again, I'm going to put on my coach's hat here, but if I'm a defensive coach here for the Tigers, it's easier said than done. But I would do just the reverse. Play your secondary receivers for OUAZ tighter and not give up the underneath stuff, and play with more of a cushion on the isolated receiver, McLaughlin, and let him have everything underneath.
Gaiman on the return here for the Tigers, brings it out across the 25. A little bit of a hop, skip, and a jump there as he crosses the 30. He retreats a bit, and he's dropped by the OUAZ special teams unit. And that was number 18 leading the charge there for the Spirit. Jose Manzo, 5'10", 175. He's the senior out of San Jose.
The Spirit take a lot of pride in their special teams play. And, you know, when your head coach is the special teams coordinator also, and he's a former punter in college and professionally, you know, it's just kind of a chip on his shoulder to make sure these guys execute on special teams. It hasn't always gone as planned. There have been some breakdowns in some kickoff run coverage play. but for the most part, it's been pretty solid.
1st and 10, Olivet. They hand it off. Going off the left-hand side, that's number 29 for the Tigers, Jackson Rhodes. A gain of 3. Make that 4 on the play, and that's the end of the first quarter in the 2018 Victory Bowl. Live from Surprise, Arizona, OUAZ on top of Olivet Nazarene, 14-0. We'll step aside and be right back with you for second quarter action on the NCCAA Network. Back after this. Welcome back to Spirit Field and Surprise, OUAZ on top of Olivet Nazarene, 14-0. Vince, how about some of those first quarter numbers?
Well, let's talk about the running game for the Tigers. You know, you've got Javion Daniels, who pretty much has been handling the load effectively tonight. You've got 5 carries, 74 yards. One of those carries, though, was 62 yards with a 14.6 average. Passing-wise, Jordan Lawton, 2 of 4. Nothing, to really drool over. 9 yards total completion. Receiving, Lester and Gaiman, 1 for 5 and 1 for 4, respectively. And then Josh Anderson, the punter, 2 punts, 102 yards.
The inside give that time for the Tigers to number 45, Stephen Arudi. Stopped immediately there on the defensive line by number 97, Will Kafusi, making another play there on the interior for the Spirit.
Let's talk about the passing game here for OUAZ. Austin McCullough, 10 of 11, 171 yards and 2 touchdowns. And obviously Brandon McLaughlin, Mr. Touchdown, 5 reception, 114 yards.
Lawton drops back. He's got a man. It's complete to number 9, Rashawn Gaiman, complete out to the OUAZ 40-yard line, out past the 40, excuse me. That's good for a gain of about 32 yards on the play. 1st and 10 here for Olivet Nazarene from the Spirit 38-yard line.
Cornerback Javon Hogan on that play was stuck like glue on the receiver, and fortunately for the Tigers, they made a great play.
Lawton eludes the pressure. He throws down the field. He's got a man. Oh, and the defense is on for OUAZ. That is number 6, Amari Burks, closing in and shutting down that pass from Lawton to his intended receiver, Gaiman.
That's their big play guy over there. That's their money guy. And Holcomb, Burks better be careful because he was jawing a little bit at the end of that play. But credit to Burks, he came out of nowhere and put a hand on the ball.
He did indeed, and he closed very well there that time. So 2nd and 10 upcoming here for ONU. The snap to Lawton and the give. He rolls out. He's going to run it, crosses the 30, the 25, and he's brought down about the 20-yard line by number 7 for OUAZ, David Jones Jr., and what a run that time by number 8, Jordan Lawton for the Tigers.
The Tigers did exactly what they intended to do on that play. They've been lulling the defensive line to sleep play after play after play, making these guys respect the run. And meanwhile, Coach Bethea, the Spirit defensive coordinator, had expressed his concern about the fact that this quarterback, Jordan Lawton, runs the zone read really well and keeps that ball.
1st and 10 Tigers, they swing it out. And it's complete on the far side of the field. That's number 11, Javion Daniels, on the pass reception from Jordan Lawton. A nice gain there for the Tigers. A 4-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 6 here upcoming for Olivet Nazarene.
Yeah, expect more of the same. You've got, and this is their power runner, 28, who's in the game. He was in the first series, played, tried in that goal line play there where they
Lawton
didn't convert.
Swings it out. It's complete. And number 45 on the reception there for Olivet, Stephen Arudi. A nice pickup there as well for the Tigers. They're moving the football here. First and goal here upcoming for Olivet Nazarene.
Yeah, so look for Honey. You look for Jared Honey, number 28. To try to, again, some inside zone to see if they can score here in the red zone. There
the
he
give
goes.
to Honey, and right up the middle, but knifing through and making the stop for OUAZ. It's number 1, Kenneth Steele Jr., the all-world defensive player for the Spirit.
Yep, Steele was the conference defensive player of the year. Been very consistent, obviously, throughout the year as a rush linebacker. He was a strong safety. And just this past spring, they moved him down to the rush spot, and he's just been going crazy all season long, having a great time out there.
Second and goal here upcoming for Olivet Nazarene. It's Honey and Javion Daniels in the backfield beside quarterback Jordan Lawton. And here's the snap, and the give is up the middle, off tackle there to Jared Honey. And he picks up 1, maybe 2 yards on the play. It'll be third and goal upcoming here for the Tigers.
Yeah, I want to refer to it, even though it's zone read, I want to refer to it as a triple threat or triple option, because you've got the quarterback, faking, running the zone read. You've got the Daniels running the swing behind him, and then coming upfield with Honey inside.
So here we go, third down and goal upcoming. Can OUAZ rise up and hold the Tigers out of the end zone once again, Vince? The snap. Lawton rolls out to his right. He's got a man, and it's nearly intercepted. The intended target that time was Gaiman, but on defense for OUAZ coming up big, it's number 4, Javon Hogan out of Turlock, California.
Coach Heyman is putting the players that brought him here in the position to be successful, but the defense is stepping up. They're not, he's not giving the ball to secondary players. He's trying to put the ball in the hands of his best players, and so far the Spirit's been stopping them.
Yeah, they have rose up to the occasion on numerous times here this evening. So a nice job once again for the OUAZ defense. And on to, it looks like they're going to try to go for it, Vince.
I would.
Fourth and goal, trailing 14-0. And it looks like we're going to have penalty flags on the play.
I think we have a
delay of game is the call, so that'll back up the Tigers. And they'll give it a shot again here. Fourth and goal, once again, for Olivet Nazarene.
I would bring in the field goal unit.
And now it looks like they are indeed bringing on the kicking unit. Lawton will trot off the field.
Got a pretty good punter in there that's going to be kicking this field goal. And field goal looks like 26 yards.
Number 21, Josh Anderson on to kick for the Tigers. A 26-yard attempt on fourth and goal. It's up.
Oh, yeah.
And through the uprights. Yep. Plenty of leg on that one. So just like that, ONU gets on the board. 10:38 remaining here in the second quarter. OUAZ on top 14-3. And it was great to see ONU get on the board here in the second quarter.
Yeah, it's a confidence booster for the offense, and it'll allow them time to regroup. Coach can talk to them and see what's working well. Keep pounding that ball away. Run the short routes. Don't go for the home runs just yet, and try to move down the field at a steady clip. See what happens, and then and then if you get close enough, and if you need to, get Josh Anderson in to kick another field goal.
Yeah, they did a great job on that drive, moving the football there, and like you said, a definite confidence builder for them. So we'll see what they got. But just like that, thank you. OUAZ is going to get the ball back on top 14-3 here in the 2018 Victory Bowl. I'm James Poovey, along with my broadcast partner, Vince DeLisio. Want to thank all of our production staff here this evening, including Hannon Papaco, Alex Blazer, Josh Fisher, everyone doing a great job for us up here in the booth.
Don't forget about the Dirk.
The Dirk.
Hayden Dirkowitz.
Hayden Dirkowitz on the camera.
Running the camera.
And
Can you hear us over there?
golden voice of the OUAZ Spirit, Bob Volek, on PA this evening. The kick is fielded by Shamar Moore at the 10. He brings it out and cuts it upfield. He's got blockers. He's got room to run. He's going to hurdle a defender at the 40. And he's brought down at the 41-yard line after hurdling number 21, Josh Anderson. Man, I hope somebody had their camera going over here on that one, Vince.
I tell you, he's an exciting player to watch. I tend to cringe a little bit when people hurdle. I get nervous about it, but, with someone like Shamar Moreland, you never know what the heck is going to happen. He spins, he shoots, it's like playing whack-a-mole. You hit him down, and then he comes up somewhere else.
I mean, what button is that in Madden? That's what I want to know.
Exactly.
Is that the X? Is that the O button?
I don't know.
The triangle and the right thumb? I don't even know there. First and 10, OUAZ from their own 42-yard line. The snap to McCullough. He swings it out to the far side. It's complete. Turning up the field and carrying it out to the 50-yard line is number 13, Rami Roundtree, with a great reception there for the Spirit.
You got a great stable of receivers here, and they all do these, particular things very well. I mean, Roundtree is a great, a great motion guy. Runs a quick out and does a great job with it. He's just one of many receivers that this team has.
Number 11, Ray Springer on the reception.
There's
there
another
for
one.
OUAZ coming across the middle and getting open for the Spirit. It's Ray Springer. A nice connection there and a nice block in the backfield as well from Marcellus Chester Riley.
Yep, number 11, Springer's another one. He runs the drag route really well. 5 yards, 6 yards, and go. And I mean, it's just these guys all know their role and they all execute very well. Defense here getting some instruction from their defensive coordinator.
Well, that looked to be enough for the first down. However, there's a penalty flag on the play. Personal foul on OUAZ. That will mark off 15 hard yards for the Spirit. So that ball's going to be spotted at the 39-yard line. It's going to be second down and 13 upcoming here for the Spirit as they'll try to get those negative yards back here on offense.
Got a lot of choices here with this offense. And don't forget, the Tigers have to respect the fact that Austin McCullough, the quarterback number 10, can even run the ball pretty effectively. He's he sprints out really well. He can throw on the run. And so the defense, obviously, having exchanged all 10 games with OUAZ this year leading up to this game, that they've seen that on film and they should have schemed accordingly.
Yes, Austin McCullough, a very mobile quarterback, always able to keep his eyes down the field, keep his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage, and he can throw it on a dime, Vince. So the ball spotted at the near hash here at the 39-yard line, second and 13 here for the Spirit.
So you got Marcellus Chester Riley, 25, running back in the game. He's a great little swing route runner.
McCullough throws and turning the opposite way and not able to come up with it. Number 13, Rami Roundtree, trying to get in the mix once again there for the OUAZ offense.
I apologize, James. I interrupted you there at the start of the play, but you got Chester Riley, 25 in the game. He runs a really, really seamless swing route. He runs a screen very well, and he's also a great zone runner, always looking for that cutback lane, does that really well. So as you see him in the game, think of those three things as the game progresses.
Third down and 13 upcoming here, a big play, possession play here for OUAZ. And Riley remains in the backfield alongside Austin McCullough. The shotgun snap, he looks to throw. He's got a man on a slant route. It's complete. And carrying defenders out to the 45-yard line. That is number 80 on the reception there for the Spirit, Antonio Day. But he is met by a host of Tiger tacklers.
27, Cornelius Walker, the free safety for the Tigers, just came out of nowhere and just laid a shot on that receiver. And I woke him up. I'm surprised that ball did not pop out.
Indeed, a lot of licks laid there on that play, and so OUAZ will elect to punt this one away. Number 47, Austin Bone, will be on to punt. Back deep to receive for the Tigers will be number 9, Rashawn Gaiman. And just like that, another whistle. Delay of game is the call. So that will back up OUAZ even more. but that will also give Mr. Legg himself, Austin Bone, a little bit more room to work. So here we go. A high end-over-end kick trailing toward the near sideline, and that one will go out of bounds. The referee will signal that the ball will be spotted at the 25-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 Tigers from their own 25. 8:35 remaining here in the second quarter. OUAZ on top of Olivet Nazarene, 14-3.
Yeah, the best thing that the Tigers can do here is, number one, keep the opposing team's offense off the field. This is still manageable. It's an 11-point differential, so they can move the ball down the field. You got your best running back in the game.
The snap to Lawton. He looks to throw and gives it up the middle. It's Daniels on the carry for the Tigers, and he picks up a nice gain there for Olivet Nazarene. Number 22 coming in on the stop there for OUAZ. That's Marcos Garcia. We had him on the Mike Nesbitt show last week.
Yes, we did. And so Garcia and Barnett inside are going to have to not get so jumpy with running the blitz. And obviously that's a scheme thing. That's going to be called by your defensive coaches. But you've got to really zero in on that running back. 2nd
and 4 for the Tigers. The handoff, it's Daniels up the middle. He shakes a tackler at the 35, and plows ahead across the 40. Penalty flag on the field, but a nice gain there for Daniels.
We're going to see a face mask penalty there at the end of the play. It was inadvertent, but it still happened on the tackle. Player wrapped his hand around as he was bringing the runner down. Yep.
So 15-yard penalty there. And that will advance the ball across midfield for Olivet Nazarene. It'll be spotted at the OUAZ 44-yard line. 1st down and 10 upcoming here for the Tigers.
Yeah, you got less than eight minutes to go here till halftime. You got plenty of time. You got a 1st down. You're moving the ball down the field, whether it be by penalty or just moving it, on your own. Whatever way it is, you'll take it. And Coach is going to call a timeout here to think about it a lither bit and see whatever other adjustments they need to make.
7 minutes and 52 seconds remain here in the first half of the Victory Bowl. So glad you joined us here from Surprise, Arizona. Spirit Field is the site. We will step aside on the NCCAA network and be right back after this. Welcome back to Spirit Field and Surprise. OUAZ on top of Olivet Nazarene, 14-3. 1st down and 10 for the Tigers from the Spirit 44-yard line. Lawton with the snap. He looks to throw. He's got a man down the field. And it's complete to number 9 and hauled in for the touchdown. Rashawn Gaiman, penalty flag on the play.
That's going to be that'll be a pass interference call on 4. And, to add insult to injury, 4 was who got beat on the play, and as he was coming down, he tried to drag the receiver down. But he tripped. He tripped, and it was a great play by Gaiman.
And ultimately, I don't see a penalty flag. So what a play there for Lawton, a connection with number 9, Rashawn Gaiman. And just like that, ONU right back in this one.
Yeah. Javon Hogan, the cornerback, is going to be kicking himself, when he sees the replay of this, because he tripped up, and Gaiman made a great adjustment there, midfield, caught that ball for the touchdown.
The point after is up and good for number 21, Josh Anderson, and we got ourselves a ball game here, Vince, 14-10, with 7:43 remaining here in the second quarter in the 2018 Victory Bowl. Fans, make sure you get in contact with us here this evening on Twitter. Use the hashtag ONU versus OUAZ. We'd love to hear your thoughts on tonight's game, the broadcast, anything else that you'd like to talk about with us. We'd love to hear from you. Again, hashtag ONU versus OUAZ.
We're sporting the new Victory Bowl shirts tonight, too,
Indeed.
so let us know. They're pretty snazzy. Nice
Yes.
blue color here
Yes,
with the logo
shout out to the
emblazoned on it.
NCCAA for setting us up with that gear. We really appreciate that.
Make
Got us
sure
looking good up here in the
you
booth.
you say both C's in that NCC. You know, we don't want the attorneys
NCCAA.
calling us from the other one.
Indeed.
Yeah.
We are very pleased to be the only football action in town tonight, Vince.
In the state,
here in the Valley of the Sun. We got a high school 4A championship going on down in Tucson, Saguaro, and South Point Catholic. So we have some sort of whistle here on the play. So it was called a fair catch. And that one's going to be spotted, it looks like, about the 16-yard line. So it'll be first down and 10 for OUAZ, and they'll take over here after the Tiger touchdown.
So, you know, OUAZ has their own big play receiver, as we know. That's Brandon McLaughlin, number 2. And the Tigers tonight, all of a sudden, have the answer to that in their own number 9, Rashawn Gaiman. So both teams' secondaries are going to have to play a little bit tighter and respect those receivers, and because all of a sudden now it's a ball game.
Yeah, Rashawn Gaiman, a great target on the outside for quarterback Jordan Lawton, 6 foot, 178 pounds, and he looks bigger than that, Vince, from up here.
I think it's the hair. I think it's
so.
the hair. Yeah,
I think so.
That adds at least half a foot. So,
first and 10 here for the Spirit. 3-by-1 on the outside for quarterback Austin McCullough, and Shamar Moreland in the backfield behind McCullough. Moreland gets the handoff, turns it back to the inside, crosses the 15-yard line, and he's stopped there by number 52, Luke Tromp. Also in on the stop is number 44, Jalen Simpson, for that Tigers defense.
Great play by that defensive front, and I think Shamar looked to cut back just a little bit too soon. His line was still getting the blocks set up for him, and he just he had a vision and just cut it back just a bit too soon.
McCullough rolls out. He throws across the middle. Nearly intercepted there. Number 44 in coverage for the Tigers, Jalen Simpson. And my mistake on the last play, number 34, Patrick Rysick on the stop there for the Tigers. Incomplete there for OUAZ. 3rd and 10 upcoming here for the Spirit.
I tell you what, that linebacker's got some wheels. 44 Jalen Simpson came out of nowhere and nearly intercepted that ball. And it was an underthrown ball by McCullough, but still, nevertheless, you had a linebacker that ran out of nowhere.
Play fake, thrown to the far side of the field. It's complete, and almost enough for the line to gain. It's complete to number 8 for the Spirit. That's Jeremiah Graylock, and he's gotten into the action quite a bit here tonight, Vince.
Yeah, it's been slants and outs for him, 6 to 8 yards. That's what he does really well. That's the world that he lives in, and every once in a while you may get a 15 to 20-yard gain out of him, but he's definitely a great utility receiver.
So a little life in the Tiger sideline here right underneath our broadcast booth.
It's getting a little more lively.
They force the 3 and out on OUAZ, and on once again to punt for the Spirit, it's Austin Bone. And he gets a booming kick away. What a punt there from Bone, and right away, ball is out.
It was down.
But how about the stop there? Number 13 on the special teams, it's Rami Roundtree. The ball fielded after a unbelievable kick for Austin Bone.
Well, and what I like about that is you have players that play offense and defense on special teams, not just guys that don't get in the game. You have guys that are significant role players in the success of this team that are out there making plays, and Roundtree is a perfect example. He's another one of the utility receivers on this squad that came down and made an outstanding tackle.
Yeah, that's one thing about this OUAZ Spirit team, a lot of depth and a lot of guys able to do a lot of things really well. 1st and 10 here for Olivet Nazarene. The handoff. It's Daniels, plunges ahead, shakes a tackler, and he gets loose. He's at the 30, 35, 40, crosses midfield at the 50, 40, 35, and in pursuit for OUAZ, but they won't get him. Touchdown Tigers, number 11, Javion Daniels
I don't think the sideline judge was 100% sure that he didn't step out of bounds earlier, but apparently they ruled it a touchdown. So that was a great play, and that's a lesson for the defense that, if you have somebody, you got a hold of them, you got to hold on, and the second guy can't let up. You can't come in and finish the play.
No way are you going to stop a guy like Javion Daniels, 5'11", 190 with arm tackles, and he was running with a great head of steam there in the middle, and once he got to the open field, that was all she wrote.
The Spirit, like we said before, they've got Shamar Moreland that comes in that's exciting in the backfield. Well, the Tigers' answer to that is number 11, Javion Daniels. So, again, just like that, this is a ball game.
Indeed, a ball game. The point after is up and good, but a penalty flag on the play. And I believe it was the far side defensive line for OUAZ jumping a little bit on that one there. So that one will probably be marked off on the kickoff. And just like that, ONU takes the lead in the Victory Bowl. They're now on top of the Spirit, 17-14. 6:02 remaining here in the first half from Surprise. It's been
a while since OUAZ has been in this position where they're having to now play from behind, and there's a little bit of adversity, so it'd be interesting to see how they respond to it. See if they get nervous and fold or start making some mental errors, or can they start to play?
Yeah, it's going to be a true test now. As you mentioned, it's been a little bit since OUAZ was behind the 8 ball, but. Credit to Olivet Nazarene coach Eric Heyman and his staff for keeping his team in this ball game, not letting them get their heads down, and they have fought back to take the lead here over OUAZ, 17-14. We got a good one here in Surprise, Vince.
We have 6:02 left till halftime also.
Great atmosphere out here tonight. The stands are full. A lot of people along the fence line. It's a great crowd.
Oh, it's a beautiful evening.
Nice and cool out, sweatshirt weather. The ball is caught by Shamar Moreland, and he brings it out near the 20-yard line, and he's belted right there by number 38, Brock Perry. But credit as well to number 27, Cornelius Walker.
Well, in 28,
for wrapping him up.
in 28, Jared Honey came in, and again, talk about role players or significant contributors to each team. Jared Honey came in, had a jersey full, and held on for dear life until Walker came in and finished the play.
What a play there. So we got ourselves a great game here from Surprise. OUAZ will start this drive from their own 23-yard line, trailing Olivet 17-14. 2-by-2 on the outside for Austin McCullough. Marcellus Chester Riley is in the backfield for the Spirit. And another delay of game penalty. So that will back up the Spirit 5 yards. 1st and 15 upcoming here for Austin McCullough and his troops.
A little bit of communication issue going on down there between getting the play in from the sideline and McCullough relaying it to his team and any adjustments that he's trying to make. We're at a point in the season, obviously, where it can't happen.
What a stretch zone play there. Marcellus Chester Riley on the carry. He has a lot of running room there up the middle. A great job up front by the offensive line getting off that football and opening up the holes.
Yeah, we need to see more of that from Marcellus. That's what he does really well in getting that cutback lane to come back on that zone stretch. But at the same time, it's given that offense a little bit more confidence as they start to move this thing down the field and open it up a little bit so Austin can start hitting his receivers again. 2nd
and 2 here for the Spirit. The handoff wants to get to Marcellus Chester Riley. He's got room again and plunges ahead for the OUAZ first down, carrying it out to the 40-yard line. First down, Spirit.
It's funny. We had Marcellus Chester Riley on our coaches show a couple of weeks back, and he's 5'6", 150, 160 pounds soaking wet, but he is very elusive.
Is he elusive, shifty, and a number of adjectives for this guy here. Runs hard as well, Vince.
Yes, he
carries
does.
it out to the 44, maybe 45-yard line, where he is stopped by number 17, Brody Crossan, 6'2", 220-pound linebacker from Valparaiso, Indiana.
Well, and Jalen Simpson came in and finished the play, and you've got a 6'2", 225-pound linebacker that just laid a shot on him, and Marcellus just bounced right up. Got up, and here we have a procedure penalty.
Unfortunately, that one's going to be on number 2, Brandon McLaughlin on the near side, near the numbers. So false start on OUAZ. Ball back to the 40. 2nd and 10 here for the Spirit. 3-by-1 on the outside for Austin McCullough. Marcellus Chester-Riley remains the lone setback. The snap, play fake, and he's got McLaughlin across the middle, crosses midfield, and carries it out to the Olivet 40-yard line. 1st and 10, Spirit.
Brandon came up a little gingerly on his ankle on that play, but as a defense, that's what you want to limit him to. If you can do that, then you've won the battle versus that receiver because he's a big play guy.
Marcellus Chester-Riley once again on that stretch zone play, but not to be denied was the Olivet defensive line. They did a great job staying home that one and shutting that play down for a gain of only 2 for OUAZ. 2nd and 8 upcoming here for the Spirit.
As I'm looking around, I see number 15, who was playing corner, Elijah Carter, is now playing at a safety position.
The shotgun snap, the throw, and it's nearly complete. His intended target, Austin McCullough, trying to get the football to number 81, Brandon Jones. And we have not called Brandon Jones' name tonight, but he was very effective during the regular season, Vince.
Now, again, and I've got to come back to this, and Jones being a really good tight end for the Spirit squad, but talking about the defensive adjustment made here a minute ago, you got Carter that's playing back, and Portillo, the strong safety, playing corner now versus McLaughlin, so that's the adjustment that Coach Heyman made.
The handoff to Riley. He cuts it back to the far side of the field. McCullough stays out there to block, but on the stop for the Tigers, number 34, Patrick Rysick. An excellent job knifing through there and taking the legs out from number 25, Marcellus Chester-Riley. So 4th down upcoming here for the Spirit, and it looks like they will roll the dice and
they're going to go for it. Yep, they are.
3-by-1 on the outside for the Spirit. The shotgun snap to McCullough. He looks to throw. He's got pressure. He scrambles to the left side. And once again, pressure coming. He steps up and tries to get rid of the football. He's outside the pocket, so no intentional grounding there, but avoiding the sack somehow was number 10, Austin McCullough.
Yeah, you had 2 receivers nearby. He was trying to get it to one of them. But, that's the defense stepped up, and the adjustments that Coach Heyman made, with his defensive staff on that side of the ball, they were effective, and that's exactly what resulted. So they get a turnover here on downs. They'll have a chance to come back and increase their lead. 3 minutes left here till halftime.
So indeed, ONU is clicking right now on all cylinders. And OUAZ, once again, in an unfamiliar spot here, trailing 17-14 on their own home turf.
Be interesting to see, just how the offense, meaning the Tiger offense here, can come back after that great touchdown in the last series. What adjustments they continue to make.
So Olivet will start from their own 48-yard line, leading the OUAZ Spirit 17-14. 3 minutes remaining here in the first half of action. Jordan Lawton in the shotgun once again. Jackson Rhodes is the tailback for the Tigers. The give to Rhodes, and he comes near side.
Ball's on the ground.
Out. It's scooped and recovered by the Spirit. And just like that, number 9, Deshaun Holcomb for OUAZ comes up with the recovery.
Strong safety, leading tackler on the team, not afraid to stick his head in there and make plays. So amazing play. Unfortunately, it was a bad exchange there, quarterback to running back, but the Spirit were there to take advantage of it and capitalize on it. And now the offense will have another crack at it.
Yes, indeed, an excellent recovery there. Number 9, Deshaun Holcomb on the prowl for the Spirit. So now OUAZ will take over at the Olivet 45-yard line, trailing 17-14.
Look for the big play right here to number 2.
And the handoff to the far side, it's Shamar Moreland, and he is met in the backfield
we got a
by
penalty
the Tigers defense, number 37 in pursuit. It's Benjamin Toberman, but we have Laundry on the field. And this appears to be against Olivet. My apologies. It is a chop block Personal foul on OUAZ. Second down upcoming, second and long here for the Spirit as they are now in their own territory at their own 48-yard line. Second and long here coming for Austin McCullough.
Okay, so another interesting adjustment that was made on the last play is you got 27, safety Cornelius Walker now playing on McLaughlin. I just don't see that as a good matchup, and I expect the offense to capitalize on that. They're playing McLaughlin tight. This is what he does well. You play him tight, he's going to go deep.
So here we go. Second down for the Spirit. They swing it out to the near side, and it's a loose football.
Wow.
A heads-up play there by Shamar Moreland to get on that one right away, as that could have been either way, Vince. Could have been an incomplete pass or a fumble.
It is, and again, it's the defense is playing solid, but the offense is just not getting it together on this series. These are items that are correctable, and at this point in the season, these are things that you have to execute with perfection.
3rd and 18 here for OUAZ. The shotgun snap to McCullough. He rolls to the near side. He's looking downfield, and it's nearly intercepted. His intended target, number 2, Brandon McLaughlin. Ball overthrown, number 15 in coverage for the Tigers. That's Elijah Carter. And how about this Tigers defense rising to the occasion again, Vince?
Tigers are stepping up, but again, this has been a very, very poorly executed series for the Spirit. Attempting to not show any bias one way or the other, but at the same time, when you're used to seeing a team do things so well throughout the year and their own miscues causing them to not execute, it's the best thing they're doing right now is punting this ball away.
Austin Bone punts it away. And dropped at the 5-yard line is Rashawn Gaiman. And what an effort by the OUAZ special teams unit.
Great job. Great tackle. Great job. And you've pinned the Tiger deep, offense back deep on their 5-yard line, 6-yard line. We'll see how they respond here.
So speaking of pinning, the OUAZ defense needs to pin their ears back now, come after the quarterback, and try to get some pressure on Jordan Lawton because he's got way too much time to throw the football back there.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to create a little bit of space there and give the ball to Daniels, at least for 1 or 2 plays.
Daniels is the tailback. 1st and 10 Tigers. He gets the call up the middle. He picks up about 2, maybe 3 yards on the play. Stopped by number 97, Will Kafusi for the Spirit defense. Also in on the stop, number 22, Marcos Garcia. Number 23, Blake Miller in the freshman there for the Spirit.
Great thing about this Spirit squad, when you're in your first year playing football, you're going to sign a lot of junior college kids to step right in and play immediately, and that's what the Spirit have done.
Number 9, Deshaun Holcomb on the stop there for OUAZ. Number 11, Javion Daniels once again on the carry for the Tigers. So we have a timeout on the field. 1 minute, 13 seconds remaining here in the first half from Spirit Field and Surprise. We'll step aside momentarily. Be right back with you on the NCCAA Network. Welcome back to Spirit Field and Surprise. Olivet Nazarene on top of OUAZ, 17-14. Lawton drops back to pass, throws to the far side of the field. It's complete at the 24-yard line. Rashawn Gaiman on the reception for the Tigers.
Yeah,
First down and 10 for Olivet Nazarene.
Simple hitch play, great play.
3-by-1 on the outside for Lawton. The shotgun snap, he's looking to the near side, rolls out to his far right, throws down the field, and no one home. Excellent coverage on the back end there for the Spirit.
Sometimes your best throw is when you just throw it away.
Live to play another down, as they say, right, Vince?
Yes.
So here we go, second and long upcoming here for ONU. 58 seconds remaining here in the first half of action, the 2018 Victory Bowl. Thanks once again to everyone who's tuning in out there this evening. Make sure you get a hold of us on Twitter. The hashtag is ONU versus OUAZ. We'd love to hear from you, and we hope you're enjoying the game wherever you're at tonight. Make sure and let us know where you're listening and watching from.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
No, I'm just kidding.
Lawton steps out of the pocket, eludes pressure, looks to throw, but no one home. And excellent coverage once again for OUAZ, and they force the quarterback Lawton out of the pocket.
He is mobile, that's for sure. You know, Coach Bethea, Spirit defensive coordinator, obviously talking about the dual threat. He can throw. He hands the ball off really well. He's got a vision downfield on that zone read, but he can also keep it and run with it.
Big play right here for both teams. 17-14 ball game in the waning moments of the first half of the 2018 Victory Bowl from Surprise, Arizona. Quarterback Jordan Lawton awaits the shotgun snap. A nice pocket, throws down the middle. It's complete at the 50-yard line.
Wow.
Off to the races, 30, 25, 20, and forced out of bounds on the far side of the field by Deshaun Holcomb. Is number 80,
That's
Brady
debatable.
Walling.
That penalty is debatable because the momentum carried him out of bounds. And, you know, Holcomb just happened to have his hands on him and rode him out of bounds, and the tackle was made. And you're going to call a personal foul on that. And that's a situation where it's a shame when you put the game in the hands of the referees and, especially at this point on the field and just chewing up extra yards on the end of the play.
Yeah, an unfortunate penalty there, but what a throw from Jordan Lawton. And how about the reception there? Brady Walling elevating at midfield, going up and plucking that one out of the sky.
He did.
And what a catch.
Very strategic, found a little seam right in the middle, a little pocket in the middle of the field. Talk about threading the needle. Lawton did a great job there of finding his receiver. That was awesome. Great play.
Lawton to throw across the middle. It's incomplete. His intended target, number 14, Jalen Dunnigan. And a nice coverage there once again in the middle of the field for the OUAZ Spirit.
Clearly, the Tigers are in control of this game right now. They are executing on all fronts. They are running. Their offense is finally coming together. They're stepping up defensively. Special teams are doing a pretty exceptional job. I'd say that at this point in the game, they're controlling all three facets. What do you think?
I would agree with you right now, Vince. They definitely have Uncle Mo on their side here for sure. 2nd and 10 here for the Tigers. The snap to Lawton. He looks to throw to the near side. No one home. He retreats. And once again, great coverage there for the Spirit. And great pressure provided up the middle by that OUAZ defensive line.
Well, not only up the middle, but you've got those two ends. You've got rush linebacker on one side, Kenneth Steele Jr., the Conference Defensive Player of the Year, and then on the other side, you've got defensive end Maverick Bradford, number 94, coming in and squeezing. And when that happens, oh boy, get rid of that ball quick.
Yeah, Bradford has been very effective as well this year for this OUAZ defensive line. 3rd down upcoming here for the Tigers. The crowd on their feet. Lawton back to throw. He looks to the far side and nearly intercepted, but a penalty flag on the play, and that has got to be interference over there, Vince, on the far corner.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be on that corner over there that, when you put your hands on the receiver coming off the ball, running his route, I mean, that's going to happen. That is going to happen. So
we wait the official confirmation here from our officiating crew.
Mari DeBerry.
19 seconds remaining here in the first half of action. OUAZ trails Olivet Nazarene 17-14.
DeBerry's getting some. It's a good teaching point there. His head coach walked over and was giving him some feedback, and it's going to go half the distance. So the ball all of a sudden now is on the 5-yard line, 1st and goal.
So you would say that was a coaching opportunity?
It was a definite showing him a little bit of love there.
1st and goal here for the Tigers. They motion a man across the formation. A bit of confusion up front and a penalty flag, as I believe they moved a bit early.
Yeah, you're going to have a procedure penalty, so we'll put it back on the 10-yard line.
Penalty is on number 9, Rashawn Gaiman for the Tigers, so that'll back them up. It will remain 1st and goal here for Olivet Nazarene.
Ball will be on the 10-yard line.
16 seconds on the clock.
The Tigers can go in with a 10-point lead at halftime. That's going to be big. That is going to be big, and there will be some there'll be some gut check time on the other side for the Spirit, because they haven't been in this position in quite some time. But this is, in our conversation with Coach Heyman, they're used to this. And the teams they played week in and week out in their conference, this is what they've seen.
So here we go. 1st and goal once again for the Tigers. Lawton looks to throw. He's got pressure. He's got to get out of the pocket, and he's dropped right about the 5, maybe 6-yard line. It's number 1, Kenneth Steele Jr. in pursuit there for OUAZ. What a stop there.
Well, and Tyreek Humphrey, 92, just put a hand out and even, tripped up the runner on that play, Lawton. So, that may have been one of the best tackles he made all year, just by sticking his hand out and tripping up Lawton.
Indeed, the extra effort not unnoticed there for the OUAZ defense. 13 seconds remaining on the clock here. A timeout on the field. And as you mentioned, it will be gut check time if OUAZ lets this Olivet Nazarene Tigers team into the end zone again.
Ball's on the 7-yard line. You got number 9, Gaiman, in the game for the Tigers. You got Honey in the backfield. And you got 3 receivers split out wide, with Gaiman isolated on the other side, single receiver on a backup cornerback.
2nd and goal here for the Tigers. The snap to Lawton. He rolls to the near side. He's got a man, but it falls incomplete. His intended target, number 80, Brady Walling, and he would have waltzed into the end zone there, Vince.
Clearly would have waltzed in. It was wide open. All he had to do was just catch that ball.
So much to the chagrin of the Tigers. Now we have a 3rd and goal here. So I could only expect the OUAZ crowd to be on their feet. Third and goal here for Olivet Nazarene. Lawton once again in the shotgun. Jared Honey in the backfield. 2-by-2 on the outside for the Tigers. The snap, low snap, a penalty flag. He throws, far corner, way too much air underneath that one. And there was pressure coming from that OUAZ defense. I can't help but think that that's going to be some sort of hold.
Well, from where the flag was thrown. Give it back.
So
give
that
the
one
5 back.
goes against the OUAZ Spirit offsides. So here we go, 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line for Olivet Nazarene.
Fans are on their feet.
Fans up. Everybody's ready to go. A big 3rd down here upcoming for the Spirit and the Tigers. A little personnel change for Olivet Nazarene.
They're going to kick the field goal
and they're
here.
going to come in and kick the 3.
Well, when you have a kicker with a leg that strong in Anderson, who punts the ball deep.
Anderson could kick that one to Luke Air Force Base. The kick is up and good. But there is yet another whistle. And a timeout for Olivet Nazarene. I believe it must have been before the kick.
Interesting. They want to have a conversation here. Either that or can't imagine they want to ice their own kicker.
Ice their own kicker. That'd be a new concept, wouldn't it? 3 seconds remain on the clock here at Spirit Field. So glad you joined us here. The 2018 Victory Bowl. So glad we could bring it to you as well.
I don't know about you, James, but I'm having a lot of fun tonight.
Oh, my goodness. This is great, isn't it?
It is. It is. It's been
Great
a heck
atmosphere.
of a season.
It's football weather outside.
It is.
It's cool, but not really too cold. I'm sure these Olivet guys are loving this.
Yes, they are, especially the fans up in the stands. And, it's a beautiful evening. It's 55 degrees maybe, clear sky, no breeze. It's nice.
Yeah, we got a chance to catch up with a few Olivet fans who traveled out actually from all the way from Michigan. So very nice speaking with them before the game, and always great to hear from the fans in attendance at these games.
21-yard field goal attempt.
21-yard attempt here for the Tigers. The snap, the hold, the kick is up. And he missed it.
Wow, shaked it right.
He missed it right.
Wow.
So just like that.
That's half.
That will be the half. So the Victory Bowl is tight. 17-14, Olivet Nazarene on top of OUAZ. It's been a great first half. We will step aside here on the NCCAA Network. Halftime festivities coming up for you next. We'll be back with the second half and a stat recap very shortly. You're watching the 2018 Victory Bowl from Surprise, Arizona on the NCCAA Network. Back after this.
As bad as things were in the first quarter for the Tigers, in the second quarter things really picked up, and you got Javion Daniels, 10 carries, 184 yards rushing. That is incredible with a 90-yard run, 18.3 average. In terms of passing the ball, Jordan Lawton, 9 of 17, 161 yards, 1 touchdown. Receiving-wise, Rashawn Gaiman, 4 receptions, 90 yards, 1 touchdown, Long of 44. Josh Anderson, 2 of 102 still with punting. Only punted twice in the first half, and that was in the first quarter. Definitely. In terms of tackles, Jalen Simpson, 7 tackles in the first half, 1 tackle for loss. Ben Toberman, 6 tackles, and then Perry Brock and Eric Cloy, each with 5 tackles. James, what about the Spirit?
Yeah, OUAZ, Marcellus Chester, 9 carries, 43 yards. Shamar Moreland with 5 carries, 13 yards. And Joshua Vizcaya checking in with 4 totes for a net of 8 yards. Austin McCullough also with a carry for a net of -10. Passing, Austin McCullough 15 of 21, 218 yards, 2 touchdowns with a 36-yard bomb for the long pass of the evening. Receiving, Brandon McLaughlin doing his thing as usual for the OUAZ Spirit. 6 receptions, 133 yards, 2 touchdowns, a 36-yard long reception. Jeremiah Graylock also getting in the mix for OUAZ. 5 receptions, 63 yards. Rami Roundtree has 1 reception for 8 yards, and Antonio Day also with 1 for 8. Punting, Austin Bone, 4 punts, 176 yards, averaging 44 yards a clip. Shamar Moreland, 1 punt return, no yardage. Kick returns for Shamar Moreland, 2 of those for 35 yards. As on the defensive side of the ball for OUAZ, Deshaun Holcomb leads the way with 8 tackles for the Spirit. Marcos Garcia has 6, Kenneth Steele with 5, and Rylan Canayalpio with 3 of those stops for the OUAZ Spirit defense. 17-14 ball game as you get ready to start the third quarter of action here on the NCCAA Network. So glad you joined us. James Poovey along with Vince DeLisio coming to you live from OUAZ Spirit Field.
And just a reminder, head over to Twitter, hashtag ONU versus OUAZ. That's ONUVS as in versus OUAZ. We posted some interviews there, pregame, halftime interviews that we did. We caught a couple fans up in the stands. Some really fun stuff, exciting stuff, some photos that are posted up there. We really want to make it as interactive as possible. So, send us some comments and any feedback is always welcomed. And we appreciate you tuning in. A lot of fun tonight.
Indeed. We'll step aside momentarily and be right back with the second half kickoff from Surprise, Arizona on the NCCAA Network right back after this. Welcome back to Spirit Field and Surprise, the NCCAA Victory Bowl. Olivet Nazarene and the OUAZ Spirit.
Oh, wow. What is that?
Got a little skydiving action going on up above us here.
There are three paragliders. Is that what they call them? Paragliders?
Yes.
Paragliders with fireworks on their feet.
So the kick is off, fielded at the 15-yard line. It's Shamar Moreland taking it to the far side of the field, crossing the 30, spinning out of a tackle at the 35, and still on his feet as he approaches the 36, maybe 37-yard line. An outstanding return there for Shamar Moreland.
And we've got a player down. It looks like the kicker, Josh Anderson, is a little slow getting up.
So Josh Anderson down on the field for Olivet Nazarene.
Just nearby at Surprise Stadium, which is the spring training home of the Kansas City Royals and the Texas Rangers, they the city of Surprise did a tree lighting. They closed off some streets and had 10,000 residents of the community here. And the city of Surprise has been a great partner here with OUAZ in their first year playing football, and it's just they've accommodated in terms of donating land and just being a great host to both teams this week.
Indeed, they have more than embraced Ottawa University, Arizona. They share a lot of land here with them, as you mentioned, share a lot of facilities as well, as the university is right next to City Hall here in Surprise, for those of you unfamiliar with the scenario here out in the West Valley. And now we've got the fireworks display going on. Very nice.
You'll have to put that on Twitter.
Indeed, we will. And imagine this, Vince, a whistle.
No. Oh, they're doing it for the fireworks. So, yeah, the official stopped the play here briefly while we get the fireworks show here going.
So it looks like we'll take a brief timeout here for the fireworks display, which is just so the referees are being quite cognizant of the surrounding activities here just outside of the north end zone with the fireworks display. Maybe a little premature.
It's beautiful.
So here we go, back to action. 1st and 10 here for the Spirit from their own 38-yard line. The handoff is up the middle, and it's Shamar Moreland on the carry, but he goes nowhere as he's wrapped up there immediately by the Olivet Nazarene defense.
Played very well by that interior defensive front of the Tigers, and you had the linebackers who stayed home. 44 has just been a beast all night for that Tiger defense.
A gain of just about 1 on the play there for Shamar Moreland. 2nd and 9 upcoming here for OUAZ.
Simpson, as we said, with 7 tackles in that first half, just adding to his statistics here.
Just underway here in the second half of action in the Victory Bowl. They swing it out to the near side. It's Shamar Moreland breaking a tackle at the 35 and getting wrapped up immediately after that. Number 37 on the pursuit, Benjamin Toberman. A nice stop on the edge there for the Tigers.
You know, it's interesting in that first half, actually at halftime, I should say, the Tigers stayed out here. They did not go into the locker room. So they stayed on the sideline here and didn't want to go into the warmer climate only to have to turn around and come back out again. So it is a bit of a hike to get to that locker room. So that was quite the strategy here by head coach Eric Heyman to keep his team focused.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out here in the second half. So 3rd down and 10 upcoming here for the Spirit. 3-by-1 on the outside for Austin McCullough. The snap and the throw across the middle. It's Brandon McLaughlin, but it's intercepted at the 45-yard line. The Tigers defense coming up with the interception. It's number 38, Brock Perry. And what a pick there for Olivet Nazarene. The ball intended for number 2, Brandon McLaughlin, on the slant route. Tipped up in the air, incomplete, and coming down with it was the Tigers defense.
Hit him right in the hands, bounced up, and Perry just snatched it right out of the air. Free safety Brock Perry definitely doing his job, executing, brings that ball in and returns it, gets 10, 12 yards on a return. Great job by that defense and Brock Perry.
So 1st and 10 Tigers here from the OUAZ 44. Lawton to throw to the near side. It's nearly caught by 14, Jalen Dunnigan, but it falls into the incomplete on the turf. 2nd and 10 upcoming here for the Tigers.
What I like that Lawton does really well is he'll look receivers off before he settles on the guy he's going to throw to. And on that play, looked to his right, looked off Rashawn Gaiman, who the defense is keying on right now, and got that outlet on the quick out route.
2nd and 10 to Lawton. They hand it off to Daniels. He bounces it to the outside and is brought down about the 41-yard line. Number 1, Kenneth Steele Jr. in on the stop there for OUAZ.
Yeah. Now, and as I should have completed my thought on the last play, the receiver has to catch the ball. The receiver has to catch the ball. So here we are at 3rd down. Offense, 7 yards to go to the first. Look for them. Attempt to throw it downfield. You've got, you've got number 9, Gaiman.
Here. Lawton back to pass. Throwing down the field. It's caught. Oh, it falls incomplete. The intended target on the far side of the football field
Rashawn Gaiman.
For Olivet Nazarene was Rashawn Gaiman, but throwing into double coverage was Jordan Lawton, and a great defensive play there for the Spirit.
Yeah, and again, you're taking your time. You settle on your receiver. You get it downfield. Gaiman's got to finish the play. That's a great play. It's a great job by the defense, by the cover man there, stepping up. But, they can't convert. Anderson's going to punt.
A huge defensive stop there for OUAZ coming into the second half, trailing 17-14. That is exactly what defensive coordinator Mike Bethea ordered. I guarantee it. An impressive fireworks display here in Surprise. The punt is high and signaling fair catch at the 6, maybe 7-yard line is number 33, Shamar Moreland, and that's where the Spirit will take over on offense, trailing Olivet Nazarene 17-14, 12:25 remaining here in the third quarter.
So, be interesting. They're pinned back deep in their on their side of the field. It'd be interesting to see what the Spirit dial up on this series. It's the first series. Got to shake the rust off after halftime. Probably got a few guys got chewed out during halftime. We'll see what scheme they're adjusting and tweaking. We saw their starting center leaving the field on a golf cart, but yet he's back in the game now.
He's in there, Vince. 1st and 10 Spirit from their own 7. The shotgun snap to McCullough. He surveys the field, steps up in the pocket, throws to the far side. It looks like he was trying to get it to number 81, Brandon Jones.
Yeah.
But nice defensive there on for Olivet.
Little miscommunication there between quarterback and receiver. So the receiver settled into a zone in the middle of the field that had just opened up, and I believe that McCullough was anticipating that Jones was going to continue heading downfield on that seam, and that's why he was overthrown.
So 2nd down and 10 now coming here for OUAZ. 2-by-2 on the outside for McCullough. Riley is the lone setback. They throw to the far side. It's Jeremiah Graylock, the intended receiver, but the ball a little bit underthrown there from Austin McCullough. 3rd and 10 upcoming here. Possession play for the Spirit.
Tigers have them just where they want them. It's 3rd and long. You have to throw. You have to throw at least 10 yards. Defense is playing well.
Yeah, not a whole lot of mystery upcoming here on this one. 3-by-1 on the outside for Austin McCullough. The shotgun snap. He surveys the field, scrambles out to the far side and throws down the field. He's got a man and nearly caught at the 45-yard line. Number 8, Jeremiah Graylock, had about a step on the defender, but not able to catch that one.
It's interesting. He threw into double coverage, and he almost completed that ball. He had just overthrown Graylock. Graylock stopped, slowed up, should have kept running full speed, and that was what McCullough, the quarterback, had anticipated he would continue to do. Didn't do that, overthrew him. 4th down, here we go.
So on to punt again. It's number 47, Austin Bone, punting out of his own end zone, and a great high spiraling kick fielded at the 35-yard line by Gaiman. He comes up and crosses midfield Stopped on the special teams unit there for OUAZ by number 53, Brandon Tomerlin Jr. A nice stop there on special teams for Tomerlin. So Olivet Nazarene will take over, leading 17-14 with 11:51 remaining here in the third quarter. A penalty flag on the return, holding, so that will back them up.
Nice little gift.
A nice gift indeed for the OUAZ defense as Alema Collins celebrates in between the hash marks. This one will be spotted at the 27-yard line. First down and 10 for the Tigers as the same Alema Collins tries to will the fans onto their feet here for the upcoming defensive effort for the Spirit.
I'm enjoying watching you do that as well, James. You're waving your arms, thinking that fans see you as we're perched high atop this scaffold.
Yeah, and just think next year we'll be behind them, so then they definitely will not see.
They will definitely not see. I think there might be a couple of people that see us up here. Why are those guys waving their arms?
What's wrong up there?
Yeah.
So here we go. First and 10 for the Tigers from their own 27. Lawton gets the snap. He hands it off. And it's Honey, a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards. Number 1, Kenneth Steele Jr. on the stop for the OUAZ Spirit. Two-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 8 upcoming here for the Tigers. 2-by-1 on the outside. The handoff once again to Jared Honey, and he is stopped immediately. And once again, all by his lonesome, it's Kenneth Steele Jr. making the stop for that Spirit defense.
Yeah, and it's, they're playing it conservative, running a couple zone read plays, trying to get a pace on how the defensive line is going to react to it. And look for Lawton here on a big play.
Third and about 7 upcoming here for Olivet Nazarene. 2-by-1 on the outside. Honey remains in the backfield behind Lawton. The snap, he retreats, looks to throw, and the intended target is number 80.
That hurts.
Brady Walling, but unfortunately that is going to be a pass interference penalty on OUAZ, and that one is going to sting.
Yeah, David Jones Jr. was, thought he was playing his receiver very tightly, had an arm draped around him at the end of the play there, and that's going to draw a flag.
Yeah, anytime you make that obvious contact in the defensive backfield like that on the receiver, they are going to throw it 99 times out of 100.
And that was your big play. It was Lawton was looking downfield all the way, was running a nice post pattern, had his receiver open, and gets the penalty instead, automatic first down.
Luckily for OUAZ, that's not a spot foul. 1st and 10 here for Olivet. The handoff, and coming back to the near side, it is Daniels, and he's off to the races. What a play.
This guy cannot be tackled.
Finally drugged down from behind by number 6, Amari Burks, but not before a sizable gain and another Tigers first down.
Yeah, Daniels is struggling to get up. He took a shot at the end of that play, but why he doesn't stay in the game all the time is beyond me. When you've got a running back like that, keep him in, give him the ball.
1st and 10 here for Olivet. The handoff to Honey. He tries to take it off tackle, bounces it outside, but he's stopped right there. Number 22 on the stop for OUAZ, Marcos Garcia. Another nice tackle there.
Daniel's definitely limping. He's definitely limping. I think he took a shot, and he's trying to walk it off on the sideline, but it is very slow.
Yeah, Maury Burks with the stop on that play there from Daniels, and it looks like he might have got rolled up a little bit there at the end of the play. 2nd and 7 here for Olivet Nazarene. The handoff to Honey, and he is dropped Number 92 on the stop there for OUAZ. That's Tyreek Humphrey, 6'2", 240-pound sophomore, running down the line of scrimmage with authority there for the OUAZ defense.
Tyreek just closed in from that defensive end spot, made a great play.
Excellent job squeezing that down there. So big-time third down upcoming here for OUAZ. They need to stop. Lawton in the shotgun, Honey in the backfield. The low snap, the throw to the near side is complete at the 20-yard line, forced out of bounds by number 9, Deshaun Holcomb. And the target that time for the Tigers, number 45, Stephen Arudi. So just short of the line to gain, and that'll bring up 4th down and about 2 here for the Tigers. It looks like they are going to go for it. Quarterback Jordan Lawton getting the signals from the sideline. Honey lined up directly behind him. And they go with a tight end look. They give it to Honey. He comes to the near side and running with authority out to the 10-yard line.
Flag down.
A penalty flag on the play, but you could hear that pop up here, Vince.
Yeah, Honey was not going to be denied on that play. And, you know, when you have your receivers are isolated, you've got one receiver in particular, Gaiman, your big play guy, who's being covered very tightly up top. Next best option, I was going to say zone read. And if the lane isn't there, quarterback, keep it and run with it. And on that play, depending on where this penalty goes.
So 4th down here for Olivet Nazarene.
Okay, brought it back.
So here we go, 4th down and about 12 here for the Tigers.
This one has me scratching my head.
A bit of confusion on the play. Lawton drops back. He's got a clean pocket. Scrambles out to the right-hand side. Pressure coming from OUAZ. They complete the football at the 10-yard line. Another penalty flag on the play.
Wow. So, you know, I was scratching my head before that ball was snapped, wondering why the heck they're going for it on 4th and 12. Now they look like geniuses for doing it, obviously. They convert, and, you know, we may end up tacking a little bit more on the end of the play based on this penalty, which we do. I think it was targeting here by 44 on the tackle. Came in high.
Yeah, that's Rylan Kainiaupio.
Much better. Nice job, James. You notice I'm not even attempting it, so Rylan, no disrespect.
It's still not easy, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
So, yes, Olivet gambles and comes up with a play, and they get a 1st and goal here.
Yeah, that's a 20-yard gain right there.
OUAZ's defense will have to rise up and hold out the Tigers. Lawton gets the play from the sideline.
Bring in the house.
They give it to Daniels, and he's stuffed. Oh, excuse me, outside, ball's out. And it goes out of bounds. So the ball was fumbled by Lawton. A nice play fake there had me fooled as well.
Yeah.
I thought they gave it up the gut to Daniels, but outside doing the work was Lawton.
Yeah, fortunately, Alema Collins and company, you know, you had guys playing the running back, but you had the good pursuit angles by the rest of the defensive line, and they made the play on Lawton. Squirted that ball out and rolled out of bounds.
So 2nd and goal here for Olivet. 2-by-1 on the outside. The near receiver is at the numbers. Lawton gets the snap. They give it to Daniels up the middle, and he plows ahead for the Tigers touchdown. Javion Daniels up the gut for the Olivet Nazarene University Tigers, and they increase their lead here at Spirit Field.
Daniels does not look injured now. Look at him running. It's as if nothing happened, and that'll do it to you. When you score a touchdown, you put your team up in position to be up by 10 points here. I mean, you know, it's a great play. Great series.
Yeah, he looks fresh
play
on that one there for sure.
Fresh legs.
So on for the PAT once again is Josh Anderson. It's up and good, and what a leg on Anderson. So just like that, Olivet up now 24-14 here in the 2018 Victory Bowl over OUAZ. We will step aside and take a momentary break. Be right back with you on the NCCAA Network. Back after this.
NCCAA mission statement. We are committed to protect student-athletes and coaches like a positive impact on Christ. Equipping student-athletes and coaches with qualifications enhancement of athletic competition with Christian values. Our goal is game plan for character,
Josh Anderson will be kicking off.
Helping student athletes with a game plan that will remain with them throughout their entire life.
Across the 30.
Welcome back to Spirit Field and Surprise. Olivet Nazarene on top of OUAZ 24-14. That kick returned out past the 30-yard line. It's going to be spotted at the 31-yard line. First down and 10, OUAZ Spirit.
We'll talk about some interesting stats here really quickly. Our sports information director, Josh Fisher, just shared with me the fact that we had 200 yards OUAZ Spirit in the first half. In the third quarter alone, since 61 yards.
Marcellus Chester Riley carries the ball out to the far side of the field. Flag on the play in the backfield. That's going to be a hold, more than likely. Indeed, it is a hold. So OUAZ's offense trying to get off the schneid here, trailing 24-14, 7:25 remaining here in the third quarter.
Well, you got your big play receiver in the game. You got Brandon McLaughlin there. You've got your big play tight end, Brandon Jones. You got your elusive running back, Marcellus Chester Riley, and you've got a pretty smart quarterback who can also run in Austin McCullough, number 10.
First in a country mile here for OUAZ. They look to throw it to the far side. It's complete to Chester Riley, and he's banged down about the 22-yard line. That's number 40 on the assault. That's Rodney Infante making another nice play there for the Tigers defense.
Well, not only that, you have number 37, linebacker Benjamin Toberman, who just wraps his arms around Riley and assists on that tackle. And they don't have an answer. They don't have an answer for this Tiger defense yet.
McCullough second and long, the shotgun snap. He looks to throw. He's got a man. It's McLaughlin, complete at the 45-yard line out near midfield. Finally wrestled to the turf at the 49-yard line. But McLaughlin coming up a little ginger there, and he is down with a knee on the turf.
Yeah, I think he landed on that football there. He's a little slow getting up.
Might have knocked the wind out of him, Vince.
Yeah, I think so. But gave his team, speaking of knocking the wind out, gave his team some breathing room.
Indeed.
And now is putting his offense in position to at least open things up a little bit more here.
So with the injury timeout, we'll step aside and take the timeout with them. You're watching the 2018 Victory Bowl on the NCCAA Network. Well, actually, we'll keep it here as McLaughlin is to his feet under his own power, and that's a great sign, Vince.
It is, but not for the sponsors.
Indeed, it's not.
Yeah. Wanted to get a commercial in, but all right.
So we'll keep it right here. First down and 10 for OUAZ. And you mentioned the breathing room there. That was a nice gain for the Spirit. And they are in business now from their own 48. First down and 10, trailing Olivet Nazarene 24-14, just inside the third quarter. The shotgun snap, McCullough swings it out to Chester Riley, and that one falls incomplete.
Tries to turn and run before he has control of the football. Keep an eye also in the center of the offensive line here. The offensive center, Tristan Shehorn, still having trouble with his ankle, but if he's your best option to get that ball to the quarterback, then you got to keep him in the game.
Indeed, the sophomore is gutting it out here tonight for the Spirit. A vital cog in the wheel there in the middle for the OUAZ Spirit. Second and 10 here for OUAZ. Austin McCullough in the shotgun. 3-by-1 on the outside. He looks to throw. He's got protection. He's got a man, and it's complete. A nice catch on the play there.
Yeah.
That's number 13, Rami Roundtree. And moving the sticks are the Spirit.
Yeah.
1st and 10 for OUAZ, and they're going to pick up the tempo here, Vince.
Yeah, nice little 15-yard crossing route. Finds a great little seam, threads the needle, and gets the ball.
The handoff to Chester Riley. He's got running room, and he squirts ahead to the 25-yard line. A nice pickup there of about 8 for the Spirit. 2nd down and 2 upcoming as the confusion on the the Olivet sideline mounts, and they call a timeout. Coach Eric Heyman
Visibly disturbed.
visibly upset.
Yes, visibly. Steps on the field and is just upset. He's got to burn a timeout here. And this is what the Spirit does well. When things start to click for them, they are not in a huddle. They call plays at the line of scrimmage, and they just go, go, go. And that's when they get in a groove. Definitely watch out. And you know, if that starts to happen and you saw a little bit of confusion on the defense, that's just a little taste of things to come. So I'm optimistic based on how Coach Heyman has had his team ready here in the second, third quarter that he will be able to adjust to this. But at the same time, if Austin McCullough, the quarterback for the Spirit, gets a hot hand and finds that starts to spread the ball around and gets something going, it could get ugly.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what OUAZ needs to do here. They need to keep it going offensively. They're doing a great job moving the chains on this drive, and they want nothing more than to score here and make it a 3-point ball game as we're about midway through the third quarter, 5:43 remaining on the clock here from Spirit Field. So 2nd and 1 upcoming here for the Spirit. 2-by-2 on the outside. McCullough retreats, throws. He's got a man. It's Brandon Jones, but it falls incomplete near the 3-yard line.
Yeah. Jones runs a really clean corner route, especially being as tall as he is, 6'3", 6'4", versus a smaller defensive back. He's a big, wide-body tight end that can runs a great corner, and on that play, the ball was just sailing out of bounds. He couldn't get a hold of it.
3rd and 1 here for the Spirit. 3-by-1 on the outside with Marcellus Chester Riley in the backfield behind Austin McCullough. He changes the play at the line of scrimmage. Olivet adjusts their defense as well. The ball is thrown. It's Rami Roundtree, the intended target. But nice defense there by number 15 for Olivet. It's Elijah Carter with a great pass to breakup.
Well, Carter is rotating down now and starting to get settled back into his familiar corner spot. Earlier when Brandon McLaughlin, number 2, was in the game, he switched back to safety, got burned a couple times. Good adjustment. Now he's back playing corner.
4th and 1, the handoff to Marcellus Chester Riley, and he's going to have the Spirit first down. A nice job up front that time by the OUAZ offensive line.
Well, in the line, despite the fact that your center is playing on a bad ankle, are really keeping it together, getting their steps, and making all the right calls so that they can get each front defensive lineman covered up.
And how about Tristan Shehorn? The throw there from McCullough is complete. And that is number 8, Jeremiah Graylock. An excellent reception there for Graylock. They once again keep the ball moving, and they are trying to push the pace here against this Tigers defense.
Yeah, real close to the first down here. And that's what, again, utility receiver like Graylock does well. Get you those 5-6 yards and break a couple of big ones every so often.
2nd and 2 here for the Spirit. 3-by-1 on the outside for McCullough. The shotgun snap, he looks to throw. He's got a man in the corner, and it's complete. He comes up with the reception. They talk it over on the end line.
No good.
No touchdown.
Didn't have control of it going out the back of the end zone. That's a shame. That's a shame because it was a beautifully thrown ball, just slightly overthrown, was still able to get his fingers on it, bring it in, but not soon enough.
What an effort on the far side of the field that time. That was number 8, Jeremiah Graylock. But there is a penalty assessed to Olivet Nazarene, so the ball will be moved half the distance to the goal. 1st and goal upcoming here for the Spirit.
We had a roughing the passer penalty there and giving us half the distance. So a little bit of relief there for the Spirit. Unfortunate for the Tiger defense as they're playing so well. But we'll see if the Spirit can capitalize it.
Indeed, and this is the time that they want to punch it in right here. Down 24-14. 4:33 remaining here in the third quarter. They flare Riley out into the backfield. The quick slant and the touchdown for OUAZ. Once again, they go to Jeremiah Graylock, and he pays dividends. Touchdown, Spirit.
Yep, little slant route. Nothing you can do on that. I mean, unless you are playing him inside. But when you run a slant, you're running inside. And on that play, unfortunately, that was 34, Patrick Rysick, the cornerback, defending on the play, was all over the receiver on Graylock.
Number 41, John Williams, on for the point after attempt. It's up and good. And just like that, OUAZ draws near to Olivet Nazarene, 24-21. They're down 3 here, Vince. A great ball game.
Oh, this is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to watch. I feel like I'm in a tennis match here, going back and forth, watching this thing, and it's great. Our view from up here, and hopefully the folks at home watching this game are enjoying it as much as we are.
Indeed, we hope you are enjoying everything here tonight from Spirit Field. So glad we could bring you the contest here on the NCCAA Network. Once again, a shout out to our production crew. Hannah Papaco working the computer back behind us, doing a great job. And everyone else doing an outstanding job here this evening as well. What a ball game. Olivet now 24-21 over OUAZ. And Uncle Mo starting to make an appearance on the Spirit sideline now, Vince.
Forgive me, because I'm usually the last one to get a joke, but tell me about Uncle Mo.
Uncle Motivation.
Oh, there you go.
Momentum.
Is that a Texas thing?
Uncle Mo.
Okay, is that something they talk
yes,
to you
sir.
about too? Okay, all right. Thank you.
Kickoff is deep, fielded at the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
And coming back this way, it's Gaiman. He's got a great head of steam across the 50. It's the kicker in pursuit at the 20 and knocked out of bounds. Finally, at the 15-yard line, of course, by number 15, that's Nate Johnson. And what a return for the Tigers.
That was an outstanding return. But I will say this, from our perspective, where we're sitting looking down on the field here, the biggest mistake Gaiman made there was to underestimate the speed of John Williams, the kicker, and he slowed up a little bit. Gaiman did, and almost appeared to be taunting Williams a little bit at the end of that run. Had he kept his full head of steam, I think we'd have another 6 points on the board.
Yes, an outstanding pursuit angle that time by number 41, John Williams, on the coverage there for the kicker. And what a return there for Olivet Nazarene. They are in business here from the Spirit 16-yard line. 1st and 10 Tigers. Lawton gets the snap. He keeps it, and he's going to run it out the back end.
Untouched.
And he's into the end zone for the touchdown.
Untouched.
Untouched is right. Number 8, Jordan Lawton, out the back end for the Tigers touchdown.
And I don't know if Coach Heyman could hear me on the sidelines from what we've been saying about keeping Daniels in the game, but in that particular play, you run the zone read with Daniels. Everyone's keying on Daniels. Lawton takes the ball, tucks it away, and nobody even sees him.
Outstanding misdirection call there for Coach Heyman and the Olivet Nazarene Tigers. And now they increase their lead to 30-21 with the extra point pending here. On to kick again, Josh Anderson for the Tigers. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it's through the uprights. So just like that,
wow.
Once again, the Tigers on top by 10.
Wow.
Just like that. 4:07 remaining here in the third quarter. We'll step aside on the NCCAA Network. Be right back with you after this. 6 foot, 220-pound linebacker out of Michigan City, Indiana. 1st and 10 Spirit from their own 30-yard line. They trail Olivet Nazarene 31-21 with 4:02 remaining here in the third quarter. So if you're OUAZ and Coach Mike Nesbitt, what are you drawing up here, Vince?
Well, I'm seeing Moreland. So right away that tells me we're going to hand him the football.
Pulls out, looks to throw. and no one home. The only receiver in the area was number 11, Ray Springer.
Yeah,
and you got to hand it to the Tigers on that coverage.
Well, you hand it to the Tigers on the coverage, but at the same time, you're throwing into a zone where there's no receiver. There was an assignment error clearly by one of the OUAZ receivers, because you're throwing into potentially a double or triple coverage area because there's no other receivers even close to where the ball was being thrown. These guys, this is not the good start to this series, obviously.
Indeed. So 2nd and 10 here upcoming for OUAZ. The snap to McCullough. He looks to throw. He's got a man. It's Ray Springer back to him, and he calls it in at the 35, takes it out past the 40 to the 43-yard line, moves the sticks, and that's good for a Spirit first down, and they're going to keep it moving here, Vince.
Yeah, keep it moving. Get all your underneath stuff going. And look to hand it off to Moreland. You're keeping him in the game for a reason. Either you're going to run a swing route with him, throw it, dump it off to him, or hand it off up the middle, run a nice clean zone inside.
1st and 10. The snap. He looks to throw. He's going up top. And excellent coverage that time for Olivet Nazarene, number 15 in trail. That's Elijah Carter. The intended target for Austin McCullough was number 13, Rami Roundtree, and he's gone to Roundtree quite a few times tonight, Vince.
He has, and that's not Roundtree's favorite route. Roundtree is more of a short to medium route runner. He's not a home run hitter, and so it's clear you don't have, and I don't see number 2 in the game right now. So I don't know if that last series kind of made him take a rest.
McCullough rolls out to the far side. He's got a man. It's complete. Once again, it's Ray Springer shaking a tackle. A little bit of juju there on the far side of the football field. A nice pickup for the OUAZ Spirit.
Yeah, you're 3rd and about 5 to go. So run or pass option, I'd say you keep throwing the ball. If that's what's working for you, dial up another pass on this next play and see if you can hit something right in the middle of the field.
Indeed, you're going to have to take a shot here if you're OUAZ, trailing by 10 here in the 3rd quarter to Olivet Nazarene. 3rd and 5 upcoming here for the Spirit. 3 by 1 on the outside for Austin McCullough. Shamar Moreland remains in the backfield. The snap, the give to Moreland. He sidesteps a tackler and plunges ahead for the OUAZ first down. They'll take that all day.
They'll take it all day. I don't mind being wrong on some of these. So that's a great job. That's a great scheme. 3rd down, they're not expecting it. Run the ball.
Indeed. 1st and 10 here for the Spirit. They are moving the football right now, trailing Olivet 31-21. 3 by 1 on the outside once again for McCullough. Moreland is the tailback. They give it to Moreland. He steps inside, picks up about 2 or 3 on the play. And he is stopped by big number 40 there in the middle, Rodney Infante, making a number of plays on that Tiger defense tonight.
Yeah, and you're going to start to see the Tiger defensive line start to wear just a bit now. They're not used to this frenetic pace. I mean, they're starting to get just slightly gassed, and if the Spirit can capitalize on that, continue to pound the ball, no huddle, get those plays called quick, get them run quick.
2nd and 8 here for OUAZ. Moreland flares out. McCullough looks to throw. He's looking, and it's caught at the 7-yard line. What a play! Number 80 on the reception for OUAZ. It's Antonio Day elevating and making the grab.
Wow. I thought we were clay shooting pigeons here. I was getting ready. I had my 12 gauge ready here to shoot that one out of the sky.
My mistake. That was number 88, DeMonte Williams. I apologize on the reception. What a play there for the 210-pound, 6-foot freshman out of Casa Grande. So 1st and goal here for OUAZ as they look to draw nearer to the Tigers. 1:18 remaining here in the 3rd quarter of this one. McCullough gets a snap. He throws to the corner, and too much air under that one, intended for number 88 once again, DeMonte Williams. 2nd and goal upcoming here for the Spirit.
Yeah, Coach Nesbitt tried to go back to the well on that play. One more time, same receiver, and he will do that typically. You'll see him go to guys on successive plays, and on that time, unfortunately, couldn't come up with it.
2nd and goal here for the Spirit. Moreland in the backfield. 2x2 on the outside for McCullough. He looks to throw the fade route to the corner, and he's got it for the touchdown. The Spirit, what a connection there on the outside. And that was number 80, Antonio Day, on the corner fade route from Austin McCullough. A beautiful throw and a beautiful catch.
Beautiful play, beautifully executed play. You know, it was a flood. You're flooding a zone with a couple of receivers, and the corner guy gets the ball.
The kick, the extra point by number 41, John Williams, is up and good, and just like that, it's Olivet 31 and OUAZ 28. We got a 3-point ball game in the waning moments of the third quarter. Vince, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with you on the NCCAA Network. Back to the Victory Bowl after this. Welcome back to Surprise, Arizona. James Poobie along with my broadcast partner Vince DeLisio. What a contest here in the 2018 Victory Bowl. OUAZ complete in the far corner of the end zone. Antonio Day on the reception from number 10, Austin McCullough. A 3-point game here in the last minute of the third quarter. Ball fielded at the 30-yard line. Fair catch. Signaled at the 28, and that's where the Tigers will take over. 1st and 10.
Smart play by linebacker Benjamin Toberman there, and on that fair catch, and not trying to be a hero. So you're, good field position for your offense. Just take that ball, wave it off, and get your quarterback do the rest.
Very heady play there indeed. Don't want to have any disasters, especially in a 3-point ball game here in a critical bowl game in Surprise, Arizona. 1st and 10 for Olivet Nazarene from their own 28. Lawton looks to throw and hands off to Daniels. Number 97 on the stop for OUAZ. That's Will Kafusi.
Good job, play fake. Showing the defense that you're going to throw to Gaiman and come back and just hands off to Daniels.
So glad you joined us here this evening. An excellent atmosphere, standing room only here at Spirit Field. 2nd and 8 here for the Tigers. They give it once again to Daniels. He's off tackle with room to run. And near the 50-yard line, he's accosted there by number 9. That's Deshaun Holcomb, along with number 6, Amari Burks, and number 22, Marcos Garcia. It took an entire village to stop Daniels on that play, Vince.
Daniels cannot be stopped, and it's awful hard to bring a player of that caliber down. So it's going to take, you've got to have second and third tacklers coming in to help.
Indeed. So the Tigers move the chains yet again. Ball spotted at the 48-yard line. 1st down and 10, Olivet Nazarene. And that is the end of the quarter. 5 seconds remaining, and we're counting down. So just like that, 3 quarters in the books here from Spirit Field and Surprise. Olivet Nazarene on top of OUAZ, 31-28. We'll step aside and be right back with the 4th quarter from Spirit Field and Surprise after this. Welcome back to Spirit Field and Surprise, the 2018 Victory Bowl, coming to you live from Surprise, Arizona on the NCCAA Network. James Poovey along with Vince DeLisio bringing you the sights and sounds of this outstanding football game. 31-28, the Tigers on top of the Spirit as they begin 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line. Lawton drops back to pass. He's got pressure. It's Alema Collins. And stepping up to make the play, it's Collins with the sack. Assisted by number 90, Alajon Tamplin. But what about Alema Collins wreaking havoc in the Tiger backfield.
That was the right play at the right time. You know, Collins it was Collins all the way. He closed in, was playing that edge, and real tight against that right offensive tackle, and just had a pulse on the quarterback the whole way. Davis Clay didn't have a chance.
2nd and 14 here for the Tigers. They hand it off, and it's a keeper on the far side, but right there is the OUAZ defense. Number 1, Kenneth Steele Jr. on the stop. Jordan Lawton with the carry, but nothing doing there on the far side, and a big 3rd down force here by the OUAZ defense.
So the last play, you had your defensive end on the left side that made the play. This play, the end on the right side, Kenneth Steele Jr., the rush linebacker on the edge, coming off hard, makes a great, great play.
So here we go, 3rd down and 13 upcoming for the Tigers. 3-by-1 for
It's
Lawton.
some movement.
And he goes up top. A lot of air under this one. And it's almost hauled in at the 17-yard line.
Wow.
The intended target, number 9, Rashawn Gaiman. But OUAZ coming up big on defense and forcing the 3-and-out, Vince.
Gaiman is an athlete. That guy can play. And
Indeed.
he came over the top of the defender and nearly caught that. It was 3-on-1 on that last play, and Gaiman nearly came up with that reception.
Very Randy Moss-esque there for Gaiman.
Yes.
What an effort, what an athletic play there, but nonetheless, OUAZ forces the 4th down punt, and back deep to receive the dangerous Shamar Moreland. A high end-over-end kick, and it takes a Tiger bounce. It will be fielded right about the 8, maybe 9-yard line. And so that's where OUAZ will take over on offense, trailing by 3, 31-28 here to Olivet Nazarene, 13-25 remaining in regulation. Notice I said regulation, Vince.
You know,
you ever get that feeling?
I'm getting that feeling tonight. This is going back and forth, and with the 3-point differential, obviously it's up for grabs on with either of these teams, and I think the offense that stays on the field the longest is going to be the one that wins this game.
So here we go, OUAZ 2-by-2 on the outside, set up for Austin McCullough. Marcellus Chester Riley in the backfield. The shotgun snap, they swing it out to Riley on the far side, and he's heading up the sideline, picking up about 4, maybe 5 yards on the play. 2nd down upcoming for the Spirit.
Now, next to being up here in the box with you where we're safe, you can just imagine what it's like being one of those guys holding the sticks down there, and you got players running at you.
Oh, yes, indeed. A lot of contact there on the sideline for sure. 2nd down and about 4 here for the Spirit. 3-by-1 for Austin McCullough. They give it to Chester Riley. He brings it back up. What a move on the outside for Marcellus Chester Riley. Carries the ball out to the 28-yard line, moves the chains, and another OUAZ 1st down.
Yeah, the gain of 10, but on that play he ran about 40 yards, and finally he just, with the defender coming up on him, he just decided, I'm going to step out of bounds.
He is so difficult to tackle.
Yeah.
3-by-1 once again for McCullough. 1st and 10 Spirit from the 28. The snap. He looks to throw. It's complete to the near side. Juggled a little bit there by Jeremiah Graylock, but complete nonetheless to the 33-yard line. Another nice pickup there for OUAZ.
Yeah, those out routes will be open all day.
2nd down and 5 here for Austin McCullough. 3 receivers to the top. Graylock is outside the numbers on the near hash. The give to Riley. Plunges ahead for about 2. Number 40 on the stop for the Tigers. That's Rodney Infante along with Luke Tromp in on the assist.
Infante's doing an outstanding job inside against that Tristan Shehorn, that hobbled center, the bad ankle.
How about Shehorn gutting it out? 3rd and 3 here for OUAZ. The snap to McCullough. He throws to the near side. It's complete to Graylock. He steps back inside.
Another out route.
And he's tackled there by number 43, Owen Weaver. but not before he picks up another OUAZ first down. They are moving the football here, Vince.
Moving it, little chunks here and there, but it's still moving it down the field.
11:42 and counting here in the fourth. The snap to McCullough, it's bobbled, and he'll down it right there. So, unfortunately, that'll be a loss of 4 on the play. 2nd and 14 upcoming here for the OUAZ Spirit. Number 14, Ronnie Martin, checks into the lineup for OUAZ. 2x2 on the outside for McCullough. Riley is the tailback. The snap, the throw, and it's intercepted. Number 34 on the interception for Olivet Nazarene. It's Patrick Reisick. And what a play there. Hunting down Austin McCullough and coming up with the interception, Vince.
You know, Austin hung that ball up just a little bit too long, gave the defender an opportunity, and great play by the defense. Great play to come up with that ball. But it was appeared to be a corner route that got thrown a little bit too far inside. Defender just happened to be there, came up with it.
Yeah, nice play there by Reisick. 5'9", 165. He's a sophomore. They fake the handoff to Daniels, and Lawton is accosted right away in the backfield. Number 92 rising up. It's Tyreek Humphrey making another nice play there for the Spirit defense.
I can't say this enough, but Lawton runs that zone read to perfection. You know, he can sell that fake so well, and has the option to hand it off, takes it, tucks it, and runs, and really does a good job with it.
Yeah, he's faked me out a couple times up here tonight. Indeed.
He has, likewise.
2nd and 11 here for the Tigers. They give it to Daniels. And right away, he's wrapped up on the far side. It's number 9, Deshaun Holcomb for the OUAZ Spirit. And a nice loss on that play by the OUAZ defense. So 3rd and long upcoming here for the Tigers.
You got to keep Daniels contained. You get him out in the open field, it's over.
The crowd is coming alive once again on the far sideline. 3rd down and 15. Make that 16 here for Olivet. The snap to Lawton. They give it back to the inside to Daniels. He runs ahead. He's good for the first down and then some, but he's tripped up. But we got a late penalty flag on the far side of the field. Number 7 comes knifing in there, David Jones Jr., upending Javion Daniels.
That's going to be against the offense here.
And that is probably going to be a hold, Vince. And they are indeed going to move Olivet back, much to the dismay of Coach Mike Heyman. A block in the back.
Yep.
Is the call.
Yeah, and they're calling that on the receiver, number 80,
Eric Heyman,
over on the outside. And from where the flag was actually thrown, it appears that that's the case. So number 80, Brady Walling.
So once again, a critical 3rd down here for OUAZ. 3rd and 9 upcoming here for the Tigers. 2x1 on the outside for Lawton. He gets the shotgun snap. He looks to throw. Far side of the field, he's complete. It's complete to number 80. That's Brady Walling.
Yeah. Gets a first down.
They move the chains and pick up the Tigers' first down.
I tell you what, he has an eye for where those sticks are, so he got right behind that first down marker, sat there, waited for that ball to come to him, made a great catch.
An excellent play. Just over 9 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. Olivet on top, 31-28 over the Spirit. 1st and 10 for the Tigers from the Spirit 46-yard line. Lawton gets the signals from his sideline. Here's the snap. They give it to Daniels, and he runs and picks up about 1, maybe 2, but right there to wrap him up is the OUAZ defense.
Another penalty marker.
Number 6, Amari Burks leading the charge for the Spirit. Another penalty flag on the play, and it looks like the early indication is that it's on the Tigers. We wait for them to sort out the penalty on the field. A personal foul assessed to Olivet Nazarene. So they will yet again back up. It'll be first and a country mile here for, make that second down and long for the Tigers. Penalty assessed after the completion of the play. Second down and long here coming for the Tigers. The snap to Lawton, a low snap. He keeps it, and he's bottled up immediately by number 90, Alejon Tamplin, making yet another play from the defensive interior for this OUAZ Spirit defense.
You know, it's interesting how the trajectory of a snap can disrupt a play that much. That snap was just a little bit low, and it affected how the quarterback was to receive it. His positioning, can't gather himself enough to give it back, and it totally disrupted the play.
Just under 8 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Third and long here for the Tigers.
Another low
the
snap.
Spirit crowd on their feet. Lawton looks to throw. He's got a man on the near side. It's nearly complete. Number 30, the intended target. That's Keegan Lester, but he was
that's
belted
late. Come
by
on,
number
official.
9, Deshaun
Come on.
Holcomb, and a very, very late penalty flag there.
That is. Come on, guys. So you're gonna charge probably a personal foul, a targeting penalty there. It's for gosh sakes. Come on now. The whistle's blown. Let's go. You got coaches screaming at you as an official on the sideline. I don't know if that affected his decision to make that call. I'm not obviously not in the head of the official on the play.
They were definitely selling it here on the near sideline for sure.
Let these guys play, and if you're going to call it, call it. Don't wait until after well after the whistle's been blown.
Yeah, that was a wow Number 9, Deshaun Holcomb absolutely lowered the boom on the receiver there. We will hope that he's okay. So with
yeah.
So number 9, Deshaun Holcomb with a targeting penalty, and he is disqualified from action here tonight.
Now again, I could see that if it would have been called just as the play was ending, but it was clearly after the whistle had been blown, after the play, Holcomb was up, moving away, and the opposing team, the Tiger coaching staff and players on the sideline were yelling at the official.
Yeah, I tell you what, that is just what you don't need, honestly, if you're Olivet, because that is going to fire up the OUAZ defense after you just ejected one of their players for a late penalty flag. First and 10 here for the Tigers from the 45. It's Daniels up the middle, plowing ahead for about 4 yards. Number 23 on the stop for OUAZ. It's defensive back Blake Miller, the freshman, coming up in run support.
Daniels coming off the field gingerly again. Slight limp, that ankle. So, we said that before, and then he comes back and
yeah,
it's
he's
a
pretty
long
tough.
run. And
he's pretty tough.
Yes, he is.
7:09 and counting here in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 6 here upcoming for the Tigers. The snap to Lawton and the give. He keeps it out the backside, but he's ripped down on the far side of the field after no gain, and that's number 31, Justin Barnett, on the stop. We had him on the Mike Nesbitt Show.
We did. Nice shameless plug for the Coach Mike Nesbitt Show, airing Monday nights from Buffalo Wild Wings nearby.
Next season.
Justin Barnett, great linebacker, very disciplined kid, nice job, great person off the field, great player on the field.
3rd down and about 6 upcoming here for Olivet Nazarene. Another critical 3rd down, as we are just over 6 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter of the Victory Bowl. The shotgun snap to Lawton. He looks to throw, and he's got pressure immediately. Ball is complete on the near side of the field. That is number 80 on the reception for ONU. It's Brady Walling. And Walling has had a couple good receptions here tonight for the Tigers.
He has, but Walling has done it on both sides of the field here. So playing on the left, playing on the right. I mean, he's a very versatile receiver, and has made some nice plays. He's able to find those first down sticks.
So if you're OUAZ here, you are looking for a turnover, trying to force the issue and get that football back in the hands of your offense.
Yeah, I think you stay, if you're in the secondary, you're playing in that zone, trying to create some havoc up front.
1st and 10 from the 29. It's Lawton keeping it out the far side. And number 31 on the stop there, once again, Justin Barnett stringing it wide. Lawton wanted to try the shovel pass in the middle there,
Yep.
but smartly he did not, because that one might have been picked off or fumbled.
Yep.
So a heads-up play there by quarterback Jordan Lawton. Lives to play another down. 2nd and 5 here upcoming for the Tigers. And Lawton looks like he might have taken a shot on that play, Vince.
He's staying out there.
The Warrior mentality on both sides of the ball here tonight for OUAZ with Tristan Shehorn and as well as ONU. 2nd and 5 here for Lawton. The snap is low. The give to Daniels up the middle. And number 22 rides him into the hole. That's Marcos Garcia on the stop for the Spirit. 3rd and 1 upcoming here for Olivet Nazarene.
Well, you're keeping Daniels out on the field. So I would anticipate a zone read play. And if I'm the OUAZ defense, I'd say you bring a linebacker.
Indeed.
You squeeze down with your ends, keeping your eyes wide open.
3rd and 1 here for the Tigers. Lawton looking to change the play. They direct snap it.
Wow.
They try to fool us.
That's a
and
great
nothing
play.
doing there. The direct snap to Javion Daniels and number 95, Alema Collins, was not going to be fooled there.
Well, and Marcos Garcia, 22, came in and read that play. Great pursuit. Got the ankle tackle on Daniels. Great job on that. And nice scheme, nice play drawn up by the ONU offensive coaching staff. But yeah, great stop.
And it looks like they are going for it here, Vince. They bring in number 28, Jared Honey, as the tailback. 4th down and 4 for the Tigers. OUAZ shows blitz. They come. They bring pressure, and the ball is trapped.
Wow. Great catch by Walling in
And
open
caught
field.
In the open field, they're right about the 8-yard line.
Wow.
Make that the 14-yard line.
12-yard cross, wide open.
3:19 and counting here in the 4th quarter from Spirit Field in Surprise, the 2018 Victory Bowl. Olivet on top of OUAZ, 31-28. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Lawton looks for the snap. Low snap. He gives it to the inside to Honey, and we have a flag on the far side of the field. So we'll check the penalty marker. Usually in the neighborhood of a hold.
Flag shot up in the air about 50 feet.
Indeed. Thought it was another firework going off there for a minute. Offsides on the defense. So the 5-yard penalty will be marked off, assessed to the Spirit. It'll now be 1st and 5 for Olivet Nazarene.
Timeout.
Spirit. So with 2:54 remaining here in the 4th quarter, we'll step aside, take the timeout with them, be right back with you on the NCCAA Network. Back after this. Welcome back to Spirit Field and Surprise. Olivet Nazarene on top of OUAZ, 31-28. 1st and 5 for the Tigers. They give it to Honey. He plows ahead, but not much real estate there. Number 22, among others on the stop, Marcos Garcia for OUAZ.
I think they're getting used to seeing Honey run that play, and the Spirit they're hungry. They're doing a good job coming up, making plays, and on the other side of the field here with the Tigers, got to dial something up and get Daniels back in the game. See if we can get him the ball.
So they will readjust the clock here at Spirit Field. 2:47 remaining here in the fourth quarter. And a timeout on the field, Vince. 3-point ball game. What an outstanding contest here tonight.
This has been a heck of a game. I mean, on both sides, there have been big plays back and forth, and particularly for the Spirit, a lot of the damage happened early in the game, but the Tigers have come prepared. They've adjusted, and this second half has belonged to them for the most part. I mean, they've been making plays left and right here.
Indeed, they have, but credit as well to OUAZ for hanging in there, only down by 3 right now.
Yep.
They could have folded their tent a couple of times on those couple big plays from Olivet, but refused to do so, and they are still in this one here. 2:47 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 2nd down and 2 here for the Tigers. Lawton with a heavy package.
Yeah.
Daniels in the backfield. The give is to Lawton on the keeper, and a flag in the backfield in the general area of holding. We will check the penalty flag momentarily. Number 90, Alajon Tamplin on the stop there for the Spirit. Number 23, also shaking up on the play. That's defensive back Blake Miller. So Miller trots off. Second and a couple here upcoming for the Tigers. Actually, they're going to move him back a bit. A holding penalty assessed to Olivet Nazarene. So that'll back them up. 2nd down upcoming here for the Tigers.
77 is Matthew Koyman, who was a backup left tackle going into tonight's game. However, ended up starting at left guard and was not even listed on the depth chart as a starter. And that was just some information that we got from Coach Heyman. Just prior to the start of tonight, we were confirming the lineups with him, and he said that adjustment had been made or that change. So he's played a great game.
Indeed, he has.
Anytime you change positions and you have to play a whole game at that, I mean, that's credit to Koyman.
Indeed, that only adds to the depth of this Tigers ball club. And once again, an excellent contest here tonight from Spirit Field and Surprise, the 2018 Victory Bowl. Coming to you live on the NCCAA network.
Joined tonight by the head of the NCCAA, Mr. Dan Wood, who's up here in the box with us, but said hello to him.
All right, Dan, good to meet you.
All right,
nice
thanks,
to have
Dan.
Mr. Dan Wood up in the box here with us, the director of the NCCAA, as Vince mentioned.
That's the guy that signs our checks, right?
Indeed, yes.
Okay, all right. Just wanted to clarify that.
2nd and long here for the Tigers. The low snap, it's bobbled, it's picked up by Daniels and stretched out on the far side of the field. Number 6, Amari Burks in pursuit.
That could have been much worse. And
Indeed.
Daniels made something out of nothing, got out of bounds there, stopped the clock with 2:32 remaining here in the game, but stepped out of bounds, and that definitely could have been a lot worse.
How about that burst of speed there as well from Daniels? He got outside in a hurry.
Yes, he did.
So 3rd down, a big 3rd down upcoming here for the Spirit defense.
Now
everybody's getting a little too cold, Vince, to get up off their seat.
Now you've got me trying to signal people to get up out of their seats.
Good, I'm glad.
So
it's about time.
Yeah. All right. Starting to wave my arms.
Here we go. 3rd and 12 here for the Tigers, and we have a timeout for Olivet Nazarene. So we'll step aside briefly and come right back to you on the NCCA Network back after this. Welcome back to Spirit Field and Surprise, the 2018 Victory Bowl, 1:59 on the clock.
James, I got to get a picture
Vince
of what you're wearing on your head.
It's a little bit cold out here.
Yeah, I'm going to put this up on Twitter, in fact. Wow.
I had to break out the flash dance headband. 3rd and long here upcoming for Olivet Nazarene. 2-by-2 on the outside for quarterback Lawton. The snap, he looks to throw. Pressure coming from OUAZ, and he's got a man in the end zone for the touchdown.
Wow.
Number 9 on the reception, Rashawn Gaiman. And once again, the Tigers strike. And with under 2 minutes remaining, that's a tough one to swallow for OUAZ.
Players make plays, and when you put your key players in the position to be successful, that's what's going to happen. And, he sat in the corner of the end zone, sat patiently, and his quarterback found him. Great connection there.
Indeed. What a touchdown there for Olivet Nazarene. The extra point by Josh Anderson is up and good. So with 1:52 remaining on the clock, Olivet Nazarene now on top of OUAZ, 38-28. We'll step aside once again and come right back to wrap this one up from Spirit Field and Surprise on the NCCAA Network back after this. Welcome back to Spirit Field and Surprise. ONU on top of OUAZ, 38-28. 1:52 remaining here. The kick fielded at the 30-yard line, brought to the far side of the field. It's Jeremiah Graylock on the return. He's got room to run across the 50, and he's finally taken down on the far side by number 47, Drew Hampt, on the stop for the Tigers.
Now, 1:43 remaining here. You're going to have to strike quick. If you're Austin McCullough, you're looking for your big play guys, which hopefully includes number 2, Brandon McLaughlin. We'll see what happens. If you guys head over to Twitter, you'll see a very nice picture of my broadcast partner, James Poovey.
Oh, man.
Head over to hashtag ONU versus OUAZ.
It's the rally band. What can I tell you?
The rally band. There you go.
1st and 10 OUAZ from the Tigers' 44-yard line. 2-by-1 on the outside for Austin McCullough. Shamar Moreland is the tailback. McCullough looks to throw, completes it to the near side. It's Brandon McLaughlin back in the game. He crosses the 40-yard line.
Now he's looks like he's nursing a little elbow wrist injury there. Yeah, he's coming off the field. McLaughlin is now.
Yeah, he's trotting off once again.
Yeah.
I was very surprised to see him back in the ball game, but
no, he's staying
not.
in.
He's posting outside the numbers there for OUAZ. 2nd and 3 upcoming here for the Spirit. 1:34 and counting. The snap to McCullough. He looks to throw, scrambles out to the right-hand side. He's got a man. It's complete. It's number 80 on the far side of the field. That's Antonio Day.
Coach Nesbitt's calling to down that ball here to stop the clock.
Now they're going to have to clock it. And indeed, Austin McCullough does spike the ball. So 1:18 remaining here in the fourth. Second and 10 upcoming here for OUAZ. Ball spotted at the 23-yard line. Second and 10 here for the Spirit. The snap to McCullough. He looks to throw, swings it out to Shamar Moreland. He makes a move back to the inside. An excellent job there for Moreland. Number 22 on the stop for the Tigers, that's Anthony Portillo, along with number 40, Rodney Infante.
I don't know if that was a wise decision. I mean, you're down in the ball. It's 4th down now.
4th down upcoming here for the Spirit. Coach Nesbitt, none pleased with the recent developments here on this drive. Fourth down. McCullough retreats, throws, and it's complete to Shamar Moreland at the 5-yard line. Takes it out to the 4. First and goal here for the Spirit. The clock stopped with 53 seconds remaining.
I did just say that was a wise decision to down that ball, didn't I?
You did not.
Oh, okay. Side with me on that for crying out loud. Anyway, that was a gamble. Obviously a gamble, but you're throwing the ball to your playmaker, and he's got to come up with it. That's his job. So great job by Shamar getting out on the 4-yard line. 51 seconds remaining.
Yeah, an excellent snag on the far side of the field there for Shamar Moreland. First and goal here for OUAZ. 3-by-1 on the outside for Austin McCullough. Moreland is the tailback. The shotgun snap. He looks to throw, surveys the field, throws to the near side. It's complete. Number 14 on the reception
Touchdown.
for OUAZ, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Ronnie Martin for the Spirit, and they won't go away quietly, Vince. 47 seconds remaining.
Yeah. This is going to be a wild finish here. You got 47 seconds left. We got to kick a PAT. You got to squib it on the kickoff and try to force the turnover. And OUAZ has recovered those kickoffs before.
Indeed. The extra point by number 41, John Williams, is up and good. And so once again, we're back to a 3-point deficit. Olivet 38, OUAZ 35.
Now let's talk about a game, about 2 weeks ago that was just in Fort Worth, Texas. Excuse me, it was a little further back than 2 weeks. How many weeks ago was that?
Yeah, maybe 3 or 4 weeks now.
3 or 4 weeks ago, Texas Wesleyan. And it came down to the last 16 seconds of the game. And OUAZ was down, and they come back and they win that game.
Could we see something similar here? An outstanding game for you nonetheless from Spirit Field and Surprise tonight. And we just got word up here in the broadcast booth that former President George H.W. Bush has passed away at the age of 94 this evening. So our thoughts and prayers out to the Bush family. .47 seconds remain on the clock here. What will the Spirit do? Are you going with the onside kick, Vince?
Yeah, you got to onside kick it. You have to. You got to give yourself a chance to recover that ball. You're gonna and they do this really well. They've recovered a couple of these this year.
So the Tigers with their hands team on here. And here we go.
There it is.
The onsider has not gone 10 yards, unfortunately, for OUAZ. That one goes about 5 yards and a penalty flag.
That's probably the ball game.
And more than likely, that will do it. So number 41, John Williams, on with the attempted onside kick. It only went about 5, maybe 6 yards total before running out of bounds on the far side of the field. So the ball's going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for the Tigers, and we can only assume that we'll see the victory formation here.
Yeah, you have to. And we cannot give John Williams a hard time here because he's played great all year. He's made some incredible kicks all year, and this game did not just come down to one single play.
No.
I mean, there were plays early on in the game that set the tone for what we're seeing right now, and both on both sides. But obviously, the team that made the fewest errors is going to be the team coming up with the win tonight. So, with 28 seconds left in the game, it's looking like we're going to see the Olivet Nazarene University Tigers with the win.
Indeed, that will do it as Olivet Nazarene University outlast the OUAZ Spirit in an outstanding Victory Bowl game. What a contest here tonight, Vince. It was great to call it. It was great to watch it. And what a inaugural season for the OUAZ Spirit.
I agree. This has been a heck of a season, and credit Coach Eric Heyman in his third year with the program. Came up with a big win, traveled halfway across the country, just got here yesterday morning and kept his team focused, and they came out with a win. And it was a great team, great game. You can't say enough about him. And on the flip side, what can you say about OUAZ and the Spirit in their first year fielding, a team playing games, going 7-3, 7-4 after this game, hosting a bowl game in their beautiful stadium, and the future looks bright.
Indeed, the future is bright out here in Surprise, Arizona. Congratulations to Coach Eric Heyman, his entire staff, the students, administration, and faculty at Olivet Nazarene University in Bourbonnais, Illinois, the champions of the 2018 Victory Bowl. Thank you so much to everyone involved here tonight. Our producer, Hannah Papaco, Sports Information Director, Josh Fisher, Alex Blazer, PA, Bob Volick, and everyone else involved here in tonight's broadcast. Such a pleasure to bring it to you.
Don't forget
from
the
Spirit
Dirk.
Field.
The Dirk.
Hayden Dirkowitz on camera as well.
Yes.
Outstanding job here tonight from Spirit Field. Thanks again to everyone involved. Thank you for everyone who tuned in all across the nation tonight to watch this outstanding football game.
And stick around on Twitter. We're going to head down to the field here and get a couple of post-game interviews here, James, if you want to stick around.
Indeed, let's do that.
Yeah, and so the hashtag, once again, don't forget, hashtag ONU versus OUAZ. We'll post a couple of interviews there. We look forward to staying in contact with everyone that watched this game tonight. Thank you very much for your eyes and ears and spending the evening with us. And what a game.
Brent, what a game and what a season, my friend. I can't thank you enough for everything this season. It's been an outstanding first year with you in the booth, and nothing but great things ahead for this program and the Spirit.
Yes.
So signing off from Spirit Field and Surprise, once again, James Poovey and Vince Alicio. Good night from Spirit Field, and so long until August.
See you on Twitter.
But for both of these teams, and an incredible season for two quality programs. I want to say thank you on behalf of the NCAA to Kevin Steele, Brittany Keller, the whole athletic staff, administration, and the whole Ottawa University, Arizona community for an incredible job of hosting this event the last 2 days. How about a round of applause for our host? At this time, we are going to recognize 2 outstanding players and then an award for both teams, and then Ellen will close us in prayer. First of all, the outstanding defensive player for the 2018 Victory Bowl, 11 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 1 tackle for loss, from OUAZ, Kenneth Steele, Jr. And the most outstanding offensive player, 23 carries, 263 yards, 3 touchdowns, from Olivet Nazarene, Javion Daniel. At this time, we will present our participating team for an incredible game. Coach Mike Nesbitt, I think you're starting a pretty good tradition for a 1-year program. Congratulations to OUAZ and the Mike. Thank you very much. Thank you. Good, Mike. And the 2018 Victory Bowl champion plaque and banner to Olivet Nazarene University and head coach Eric Heyman. We're going to take a quick picture. Before we present the banner and allow you guys to take all the photos, I'm going to go ahead and have Randy Holland, our chaplain, close the event with prayer. Thank you all for coming. Travel safely. Have a great Christmas season.
Thank you. Let's go ahead and pray. Heavenly Father, praise you and thank you for a great evening. Father, thank you for an incredible game. Thank you for 2 teams that laid out on the line, Father, and we just give you praise for that. Father, I want to pray for everybody that's here, that they would have safe travels home. For Olivet, as they travel till tomorrow and head back, Lord, that they would have safe travels. Father, thank you so much for competition. And thank you, Lord, for all that you do in our lives. Thank you, Lord, for sending your Son to pay the ultimate cost for each of us. We might have salvation. Praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Are we good now?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.